Oops. Boy, dropping something when I get back. I gotta turn this. See something. Alright, if y'all entering, hit them likes and share. We can get the topic started soon. Hit them shares and them likes. I heard, let me see something. Like it's something. Alright. Alright. Gotta do this real quick. Let's see. So I have to do the check. Interesting. This. Give me one. Man, what the? Leave it trying to click in there. Alright, we're good now. She said I am the one. Alright. What's the deal? Anubis? What's the deal, man? What's the deal? Let me send these invites up. Send my invites out, you know. I am the one. She said I am the one. Alright, let me see something real quick. Sending some invites. I don't know if anybody type it in the chat. I probably can't see right now. Send these invites out real quick. Alright, we good now. I'm good. I ain't missed nothing. Okay. So today we talking about beliefs and religion. One big thing that's separating a lot of us. The purpose behind this, you know. Be careful what you do. Don't go around breaking young girls' hearts. Billy James. I just got here. Just got here on Pocket. You've been listening to Michael, or I'm hearing it downstairs. I think my dad playing it. I think they playing it on the radio. Got it here on Pocket Dog. What the? Okay. Oh wow.
You know how the YouTube goes from song to song?
You got one bar.
Wi-Fi's bad in here, probably.
Huh?
Dang. I'm gonna drop and come
Yeah.
back. Then it's not. I'm not in a good spot, I guess. Shoot.
Yeah, I see the one bar. Yeah.
That's why. That's why I be typing so much because my video thing don't ever work where I'm at. So.
I mean, he follows you
Hey,
good.
but
Hold on.
salute.
Oh, you do got enough follows. That's what it is.
Never
Okay.
works.
You said what? It glitched.
That's all right. That's why I don't be getting on the live so much because I'm always worried about messing up people's lives.
Nah. Nah. He's just.
Because the Wi-Fi is so bad. You know?
Is it Hawaii? It worked before? Yeah, it worked before. You good. It worked last time you was up here. Yeah, I feel you on that. Facts are subjective. I feel you on that. It's like beliefs are subjective. Religion is subjective. Yeah, I ain't gonna be doing all them late nights no more, man. I ain't doing no late nights. Said it does hurt others. You must ain't read it right. You said the whole opposite. I ain't talking about the ones that hurt others. I said the ones that don't hurt others. I said, what's your problem with people's religions and belief if it's not hurting them or others? What the? All I yeah. You said religion hurt. Religion does hurt others. Obviously, you never open up a history book. I mean, I could say history book hurt other people too. All that's subjective, though. I said, and that's part of beliefs. So people believe in history books. So, so I mean, everything. I think my whole thing, the whole topic is about if it don't hurt others. Not you can't put it in a whole hole because I mean everything in life can hurt somebody. This dude gonna come in here with that. You already know I don't know nothing about that. Come with that. You almost got booted. Do me like that. Like the almost booted my own boy. Come in here with it. Oh, that's never mind. I read it. I know what it said. Never mind. Take that back. Mama said, Mama said, Mama cool side. Okay, I got you. I got you. You almost got me. I thought you tried to get me with some other language or something. She said, I am a one. We about to see what Mama say, Mama say. We about to see. We about to see. Personally, I respect it all, but I don't have to share it or listen if is the case beyond it. Yeah, I feel you, man. That's what I was saying, man. I respect it all too. As long as it ain't harming people. If it ain't harming people, I ain't got nothing to say about it. I don't know. I'm not gonna take up for no religion that's talking about you must sacrifice your head, and I can't do all that. I'm not down with that type of situation. That means it's time to make something else. Because all religions are man-made. Anybody can make up a religion. You know, so it's like a culture thing too. Frodo, boring. Right, I'm about to say boring. He could have been look. Uh, could have been left. Why? Let's see something real quick. All right. I think the heavy one I'm gonna be on is, out of this though. The only reason why I came up with this topic is it says does everybody say that this is the truth and you know I need you to follow it. I've been hearing that ever since I was a kid. Every religion say they stuff is the truth. So I know growing like it ain't. I mean, it's true to whoever believe it. But it's everything at the end of the day is really beliefs. Like we can trick ourselves. All we know is really our experiences and what we know. That's all. Our experiences and what been taught to us, man. I don't think nobody really, we don't know the true truth. I don't think we never know that unless our creator did. Our, unless only our creator probably know the truth, or the universe will know. Whatever we want to call it. Some people believe they brung themselves on this earth themselves. I don't know. You should know the truth. You should have been here since the beginning of the time since you brung your here. You should know everything if you brung your own self here. I never understood that. That'll be weird, but we are nobody to don't believe others. We are nobody to don't believe others believe, but we don't to submit to. I must be reading that all the way wrong. We are nobody to don't believe others, but we don't to submit it. I think I did the last part because I feel like everybody got the right to believe or not anything, you know what I'm saying? Whatever come out of people's mouth. Because like I said, there's such thing as deceivers, liars, even misinterpretations and stuff. Like, that's just how it is. So, I don't think it's nobody's wrong for believing in something or not, because it's like really a choice. It's really their choice because anybody can run some game. Only till like you got to believe in stuff that like kind of hits your spirit. What you feel might be right and something like that. That's what I would say. Because it's like I said, people lie. People lie. It's all type of other things. It's all type of things. What's the deal? D-Dub in the building. What's the deal, man? We must accept each other. We are all part of the same race, and I feel you on that too. I feel you. So I feel you on that. And I actually got a topic about race tomorrow. I got a deep one about that. Yeah, especially racism. I got a topic about that. It's gonna be basically talking about why be racist to a racist, like that's gonna stop anything. But we gonna see. We gonna get to it though. That's tomorrow's topic. I got a big one on that. But yeah, like I said, it's just, and I understood. I mean, I figured that out. That's why I be like, when people be saying that, oh, I know this, I know that, and this is to be true and that. But I'm like, people be so 10 toes on their thing, and they don't realize that all of us just living off beliefs for real. I know people even like to say, I know, I know. You know what I'm saying? No, you just feel like you know, right? Or you only know your experience. That's the only thing. But all you know is your experience and what people taught you. That's the only thing you really truly know. So my thing is, at the end of the day, all of us still seeking for the truth. No matter how we want to, if we want to be in a religion or not, we still seeking some type of truth. That's the reason why, main reason why we on here debating about everything. We looking for some type of truth behind it. So that's never ended until we hit the grave. That's never gonna end. All we can do is stick with what we feel is right. That's all we can do. I'll be saying like whatever if you in a religion or got certain beliefs and stuff, you shouldn't be stressed out on here. That's my one thing. Or if your beliefs got you still stressed out, that means it's time for you to believe in something else. That's how I feel. Religion has been the tool used to destroy humanity. There's possibilities though, man. But I also see it's pros and cons. I see, the pros to it. The cons I would say it separated a lot of us, but it is what it is. But I think the pros is that it's keeping people more what's the word? Basically they holding themselves more accountable, they more in control, you know what I'm saying? A lot of it I realize is a lot of scare type tactics in there, or I don't want to call it that, but it's just like it's gonna get you together. It's gonna make you not kind of live your free life like humans really want to do. Because like, imagine if it was a life with no, you know, a life with no rules, no control, no you must do this and respect. You know what I'm saying? Imagine that all of us be going berserk. It'd be hectic. But yeah, I wouldn't say like religion is a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. I do say it do separate us. Just like if you were to say that, you could say that, races could be a tool to destroy humanity too, if you want to say that. But I mean, I feel like all of us got the same goals. We just separated. But I can't talk about that until tomorrow because I do got something about that because people don't realize it's really a mentality war. It ain't got nothing to do with your skin. But or spiritual war too. You can say that too. But I guess I answer some of these because everybody gonna get here late and I'm about to leave. Because I gotta pay attention to my sleep schedules. I'm about to start going to bed early. Keep up. See, I gotta pay attention to my health, man. Few things, man. I had to get some stuff. Been liking a lot of sleep, being on this live and all that stuff. Keep forgetting I'm in my 30s and stuff. I can't be doing all that stuff. But so my thing is like I be saying that like I think it's the teachings. I don't think I want to blame the religions or the books we read and stuff. Not all the time, but I think it'd be the teachings There should be some books though. But I think it's the teachings or the people that be trying to preach it, they be quick to demonize the next person that don't believe what they believe. I feel like that's one thing that's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Even if we was like to go back into the Bible, like it even said like all we can what in the Bible wanted us to do is, try to basically spread the word. And if they don't get it's just he just basically said just like leave that situation alone, like not press it so much to where because it's like they gonna either get the seed or not. Not to force it on somebody. I think I read that too. Ah, dang. She always give me when I look away. That's a good one. Good one always. You always give me, ain't that something? See why they call you always. Ain't that something? What was I getting to about that? Um, what was I saying? I forgot what I was talking about. But yeah, I just feel like when you get in a religion where they gotta demonize the next person that don't believe the same way, I feel like that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Somebody should want to uh choose because it's not genuine if you just get forced into a situation. She gonna come with that. It ain't genuine. Somebody should work. Cause even when I made my choice to like believe in what I believe in, I mean, I was forced into it at first, right? But then when I got older, I just ended up choosing it. And it's just something in my spirit was like, you know, why not believe in this? Because it's telling you basically to do what your flesh want to do or something like that. It's like, well, how can that be so harmful? Something just hit me in my head with that. That's what made me think about it. I don't know where it came from. Might have been God. Sure. I'm like, it makes sense. Like, how can that hurt me if it's telling me all the crazy stuff I want to do is trying to keep me in control and stuff? So that's one thing this world is it needed. Like, imagine a world and people be so triggered by the word control. That jump be funny to me. That's because everybody want to live this free life, but they don't never realize that free life. That's the reason why I don't ever preach on that. Free life has made people be the way they are now. How they crying now, how they freaking traumatized and all this stuff. That's what free living has done for you without control. Like people don't really never notice that, and then they could like, because even us, like imagine if we just freely expressed our emotions, which a lot of people do that though, but without controlling our emotions, that'd be a big problem. We just do how we feel. I think somebody had a live was saying, imagine a world with no law. Basically, like it's a like purge or something, right? That. So many of us be done for. People will be wishing that we had control. You know what I'm saying? So everybody be so selective about control and stuff. It'd be funny to me. You can't tell me what to do. This is my life and all this stuff. That's not that's not crazy. That's just like people that be saying F the police, but then call the police the first as soon as they get robbed or something. People be funny to them. Because that's a lot of people that just want the world to revolve around them and their emotions. That's just what it is. A lot of us do that. That's one of the biggest problems we got. We want everything to go around us and our feelings, and when our feelings change, we want the world to change too with it. Boy, imagine that. But yeah, that's I basically, like I said, with the back to the topic though a little bit. Um, I just always noticed, and even when I be hearing, and I think I got this even deeper when I was hearing like different lives and stuff. It's like they so quick to demonize. It's another thing I want to talk about. I had to look this up because I was hearing this in the live since I'm talking about religion. Nah, they talking about the 2/3 of the people, right? It's so crazy how people read stuff the way they want to read it. This is wild. And that's why I like. That's why. Okay, this one thing I'm gonna say this right. It's three ways. Now it's three ways I realize that people can read. It's probably many different other ways, but three ways I notice people read the Bible. If we want to talk about the Bible, right? Which I notice. They got people that read the Bible. They read it Nah, I learned my thing is I started to learning to read the Bible in love. Right, you got people that's reading it to be superior. From what I be hearing that a lot too, and you got people that read it, they read it in fear. So we got people that read it in fear. We got people. Hey, it's my knuckle. People that read it in fear. Oh no! It's not superior. People read it in fear. People read it in like in revengeful thoughts, and you got people that read it in love. Which I feel like people that read it in love is rare. I really do feel like that's kind of not even rare. I think it's way less than the other two. But majority of the time, it's people that read it in fear, and then second, I say is people that's reading it in um. Dang, I just forgot about what I said. It's people that read it in like what's the word? It's like revengeful type thing. And I noticed that they read it in what is the word? What is that when you so basically when you get it to with your ex or something like that, you got what the freak is that word, man? Shoot, I gotta look up some stuff. I can't even think of it. I'm mad. It's people that read it in fear, people that read it in love, and there's people that read it in I was about to say animosity. It ain't that. People that read it in. Let me look it up. Especially resentment. There you go. There you go. I finally thought about the word. Some type of resentment behind it, right? Resentment slash superiority. So that's why I realized it's three different. I'm gonna say it over again because now I messed it all up. So it's the way people read the Bible nowadays, from what I notice, is it's a little group that read it in love. It's a big amount of people that read it in resentment slash superiority or whatever we want to call it, right? And then we got the people that read it in a big amount that read it in fear. And that's why I realized that it's like, I'm like, it just be wild to me. But I realized that. So I'm going to go back to like with that verse, right? And I feel like that's the people that read it in resentment. I hear about or not even resentment or superiority, something like that, right? Um, Slash fear, you could say that too. With the two, they say that about this 2/3 of the people, right? 2/3 of the people with this, right? So I took a look at that verse, right, to see what everybody talking about because I noticed even with that, I want to read this though because it's just weird how I can't get. I mean, I guess the Bible is meant for everybody to read it in their own interpretation, the way that everybody want to look at it. But I believe people read it on their lifestyle that they live in, and they try to make it relate most to. I noticed that. So let me see. We about to see now. I'm gonna read that verse too, because that junk is nowhere how it is. They think that's people that's going to hell. And here we go. So this verse says, Zechariah 13:8. But we're gonna start off at 7 then. Awake, O sword, against my shepherds, against the man that's my fellow, said the Lord of the hosts, smite the shepherd and the sheep. Okay. And it shall come to pass in all the land, in all the land, right? Never said the earth, not the whole earth, and all the land. So I'm assuming it's a spot. And when you look at the definition, the part of the earth which is not covered by the ocean. Okay. I guess I get it. Okay, now I'm gonna do it. So all right, in all the land, save the Lord, two parts therein shall be cut off and unalive, and a third shall be left therein. Right? So there's people that's gonna be unalive, right? And I will bring the third part through the fire, which is the people that made it, right? And it will refine them as silver and refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them, and I will say, it's my people. and they shall say, Lord is my God. Right. So that's I guess that's the same verse that everybody like going back to, saying only 2/3 of us gonna make it, 2/3 of us gonna make it. And this had to been at a time before before Jesus. I didn't think even Jesus was around at that time, right? Let me look back before I read too far. This wasn't just saying. Okay. But yeah, I just that's the main part. Mhm. But yeah, that's something else though. But yeah, I just find that, yeah, I don't know about that though. And then even with the they say the 144, they mix both of those in. So I was like, even if it was only 144,000 people that was supposed to make it, everybody be done for. Cause who said that number would be so quick and filled up for Earth? Who think that you gonna be one of the 144? And then when you read the rest of it, what's the deal, Angel? What's the deal? When you read the rest of it, it actually say they was all men anyways. So it's like you gotta like we gotta look at some of this stuff, man. We take out the little pieces and try to make what we want out of it. That's what it is. Let me see something real quick. No, the land. The Lord, two parts there. Come on. Behold it. Real quick. Behold the day and man, I'll gather all the nations. Okay. All the nations. Okay. And then shall go for those nations. They fought in the day of the battle at his feet. All right, I think I got that part there. I think that's enough right now. I know the truth, and it's Jesus. You know of the truth. We never personally talked to him, I don't think. I doubt it. I don't think nobody personally know him. I believe in him. I can say I believe him. I'm not gonna say I know. Well, me myself, I wouldn't say that because his name. Pretty sure his name is something else too. Oh, let me see something real quick. Oh, Zachariah. Zach. What is the? All right, let me see something real quick. Oh, I spelled it wrong. I talk to him every day. Okay. Let me see something real quick. 14. 14. I'm just trying to see what this. Oops, I think I clicked the wrong thing. Oh my. What is I'm looking up? Sheesh. Sheesh. Give me a second real quick. Okay. Okay. Alright. Alright. I guess I'm good on that part. Sheesh. It's dry today. Everybody about to come in by the time I gotta get off. A couple more hours to be on here though. Rise and shine, you know what I mean? No, I did not mean to click this. Real better than the telephone. Mm, I gotta figure it out. What the there will be left. So far there it shall be cut off and the wool runner. Mm. These Pharisees. Hey, what the heck is going on? Do they ever wonder? Good looks. Good looks, man. It's dry today, man. I gotta wait. I guess I'll try to see another hour, see how it look like. You're all I need. Good evening. What's the deal? What's the deal? Alright. So they're trying to look up this verse real quick to see what it was meaning. Alright, I guess I'll get back to it. That verse was getting to me. I read it on my own time. I figured it out on my own time. Try to see what it was talking about, but let's see what other interpretations was, I guess. But that ain't even see. Alright. Let me see what the difference is real quick. Mm, see, trying to look with few things. Give me a second, y'all. What's the deal, sir? Sir, I never said your full name. I just called you sir so much, sir. The Great. Let's see. Had to look up some stuff I ain't never. Don't you know when I come around? Oh man. All right. Don't you know when I come around? I guess I put a little bit more of my input on here, man, for this thing. Um, I guess the whole point of this, like I said, I mentioned earlier, it's like with somebody came in here, it do hurt people, but I mean every piece of information can hurt you or it can help you. It depends on how you look at it. Um, uh, so my whole thing is like if somebody's belief or religion is not hurting them and it's helping them more than hurting them, right? Um, what would be everybody else's problem for it? I don't get it. Like why? Because they don't have the same religion as you or same beliefs as you. I mean, all religions, if you ever, they all man-made, right? Nobody ever told us we had to be in a religion to whatever, whatever our beliefs is behind it. And that's why a lot of people are more spiritual, which I can understand it though, because even before religion, there had to be some type of spiritual situation. Nobody told us and forced us had to say you must be in this in order to get this. I don't think it's like that. I think majority of the time it's all based off our our intentions, our heart, and our spirit the way it is. That's how we connect. Because it's like no different from like cultures and stuff. Religion, that's kind of almost the same thing. It's like certain things and belief. They just a bunch of different beliefs, you know. And it can even be stories, you know what I'm saying? Stories from one another though, but just because it's something in the story don't mean that mean it was directed towards you all the time either. But, you know, I think like I said, it's all tied to that last it's all tied to the last question where if everybody can lie or be lied to, everyone has the right to believe or not. Because, shoot, it's people that deceive out here. It's people that come with false information. Even the information, that's why I always do my comeback. Like, that's why I tell people believe what they believe. Because we believe in books, facts, and all that. I mean, not even facts. We believe in internet, looking, research, and all this other stuff. So, I mean, everybody going to believe what they're going to believe at the end of the day. You know, because all that stuff, every last thing that we look up, every last thing that we search, everything that was man written can be tampered with. I mean, like that's like just the, and that's why I said I learned to be, more open minded just in general, for everything, because everything can be debunked. I can't stand 10 toes on I can't stand 10 toes on anything because, you know, we won't never know the true truth. You know what I'm saying? We just wouldn't know. We only know what was told to us, the truth. We can believe it, right? We can believe it because it was told to us. But like I said, we only know our experiences too. You know, like I said, it's like no different. Like even if we want to go back to history and said our history, our ancestors told us this and all that stuff. But by the time information get to us, it done got twisted and turned and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So what is the chances that somebody can keep the same exact, words throughout time? It probably got a missaid wrong or mislook. Everybody got their own interpretations. People that could be telling the story could be lying. You know what I'm saying? It's just we would never know the solid truth. All we can do on this earth is believe. That's all we can. That's all we can do is just believe. Like that's what I be saying. But your beliefs don't mean it's a fact. Everybody got their own truths and stuff because everybody got their own experiences. Just like I believe that every religion got some type of, they can have some type of, supernatural, whatever type of power. You know what I'm saying? They can have anything. You know what I'm saying? Who's to say that, no, them are not the real people and this, we don't know, man. We only going off, like, we really want to be open. Like, we really don't know. Unless you was here at the beginning of time, you can only know the true truth. You know what I'm saying? That's all you know. A lot of us, what we do is we mix our experiences. We mix our teachings. I mean by experiences, you could have like anything, outer body experience, some angel or something could have made something happen in your life. You could have got unalive and came back to life. It's possibilities are all that stuff is possible, and it's been true on some people, right? But we mix all that in, but we try to say that is whatever we read up on, right, or whatever we got taught. That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? So that's just like if a person that was Buddhist or something. I don't know. I just want to pick a random one. I hope there ain't no Buddhists that take offense to it. But I'm just saying, like, I think that they worship that statue, right? But that's like if they unalive and came back, they're going to say that it was a statue that brought them back. You see what I'm saying? So it's no different from us. Like, I'm Christian. I'm like half Christian and spiritual at the same time. I'm only Christian because of because I read the Bible and I choose to follow, someone that's close to perfect. You know what I'm saying? That's close to living the right way. So why not? Even Israelites, they are Christian. I'll be getting on them all the time. They like, we're not Christian or something like that. But if you're reading the same exact Bible, right, and following the same orders to be a Christian, you're following after Christ. So you can't separate that. You just talking about the meaning of. You just talking about the today's religions or how they know it and stuff. That's two different things. Both of whatever the beliefs in. Both of them things can get tempered in anyway. You know what I'm saying? Everybody just got their own way of how they want to interpret. I also tell people who think that whose interpretation is the better. We gotta look at things as in what seemed more right, what seemed more fair, what seemed like, because even this, right, they got like there's some of us that got this thing where we like, oh, we're the better people or something like that though, right? I don't think, like I say, I think that's even getting took out of context, right? I don't think God never meant to make nobody better than one another. He never did. He chose his people, right? But just because you chose that don't mean you better. Because like it will contradict if you read and it say that the haughty eye, that's one of his main sins he hates is the haughty eye. That means you looking down on another person. But the fact that you using your being so-called chosen, right, as looking down on the next person, I don't think that was never the intent. That would be contradicting, right? So we can't. That's why I said people got to read it. That's why I said, and it's a three. That's why I said it's three different ways of how people read it. They read it in like I'm gonna say it again. They read it in the superiority slash resentment because they compared. I guess I noticed when they compared towards the lifestyle that's going on now. Then they read it in. It's rare that people read it in love, and then the majority of it read it in fear. That's just what it is. There might be some more stuff, but as I figure it out and hear from other people, them the three ways I'll be saying that people read. You know, but I got all this stuff. That's why I be like going verse by verse because people don't. They read it the way they want it to, but they read it to what fits their lifestyle too. I had to kind of read it in a way where um what was uncomfortable with me. What seemed like out of the norm. You know what I'm saying? So what's the deal? Yeah, what's the deal, man? Uh, but it's just like either way, right? I think the whole intentions, and I look at it at all. It's just all of us. No matter what the religion, I feel like the whole goal is for all of us to still come to one another, no matter how it is. Because it's like, think about it, it ain't fair. Or it ain't even cool to, because somebody, we choose not to believe in something because we lost. You know what I'm saying? We just really searching for the truth. And it's not our fault that, that somebody want to have a different teachings that seem like it can resonate with us and we fall for it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just weird. We would never really know the true truth. Even it's getting to a point even now, right? Say if the truth was to come. Well, if it come, we'll know for sure, for sure. But I'm just saying, if this day and age it was like, and we were still supposed to be here, we still would probably be in denial. We'll be like, oh man, that was a projection. That was a projector or something like that. That could have been some animation, some new stuff. Like we gonna make up something. We gonna always kind of be in denial. But that's probably why our creator never just showed his face like that. I think that when the time comes, we gonna know. You know what I'm saying? We gonna for sure know without no doubt. We gonna have no choice but to know. You know, but I'm just saying the way we are now, I just, we always gonna be in some denial. But it's just you gotta just think about it like why would our creator just, he knows she, he, it, whatever we want to call him, the universe, know us more than we know ourselves. So just because we not as smart as the creator, why would why would he make us suffer or, make us go through the works because we not as smart as him and he already know that we wasn't gonna know what path to take, which to go left or right. You know what I'm saying? Like that is just that don't even seem cool because like I don't know, man. Yeah, everybody gonna pick their lifestyles, but people pick their lifestyles or might rob somebody because of their way of getting brought up. You know what I'm saying? Everybody mental work different. I can't see that. Just because somebody got hurt in their life, or people have to do things to make sure their family is okay, and they might do the worst of the worst stuff, right? But at the end of the day, they still doing their stuff out of love, or doing this stuff out of false teachings, or not having a parent around, lost they, all that stuff. Like I be thinking deeper than that, man. I be thinking deep with that because, like, sure, we all literally searching for the truth. We don't know what to believe or what not to believe in. Real talk, and the ones that really want to stand on what we believe on, like I said, all we know is our experiences. That's even like if I was to tell my experience, and I mean everybody don't have to believe it or not because that's what all of us got the choice to do. If every last human had the ability to lie or get lied to, or it could be even confused sometimes, it's like all type of sorts of stuff. It's like a gamble. So it's like I feel like everybody can choose what to believe in or not. That's just what it is. What it is. As long as it ain't hurting them, you know what I'm saying. As long as it ain't affecting them, as long as it ain't hurting the next person. Battle for the mind. Ephesians. But yeah, I don't know. I be thinking on that.
What's up, bro? Yeah, my bad.
Yo.
I had as soon as I hopped on, I ended up getting a call. I'm like,
Uh oh, my man
damn, take
got the
it.
hotline bling going.
Yeah, man. No, but I,
Uh oh, there go another cup. Oh boy.
dang,
Somebody blowing you up, my buddy.
no, like they blowing me up today,
Hey,
man.
you
I'm
got.
Mr. Popular.
Hey, you need to chill out on
Uh,
that black book you got on there, my buddy. It's the suit. It's the suit that's no. Sorry, no, I'm talking.
man, say, yeah. But what I say is there are universal truths that we got. I personally believe that religion. And we could talk about specific religions. I'm gonna say Islam and Christianity. I would even say Judaism. I think that those belief systems are more harmful than they are impactful or helpful to the community. And the reason why I say that, and especially with Christianity, which is what I'll start with first of all, me being a black man growing up in the typical black house, grandma took us to church all the time, their mama did, took to church all the time. I used to go to church 6 days a week. You know what I'm saying? Sang in the choir, did all the stuff. But if you understand the influence of what the church has, the power that the influence in the church has over people and families, political influence, i.e., things like that, it is more detrimental to the community. Like because right now, what you'll see more often than not, especially in the black community, when it comes to black Christians, which is more of a liberal stance, more of a democratic stance, and it's not necessarily based on any type of principle or policies. It's just what we have been doing, which is why black folks voted Obama into the office, not knowing anything about this man or his
Right.
policies or stances on things. The same reason why all of a sudden black folks hate Donald Trump. But before he was running for president, he was the most named celebrity in all rap songs across the board. You know what I'm saying? Culturally, he's been an icon in the black community and a stand-up guy in the black community for quite some time. Think about it. A black woman won his show. The first season of his show, a black woman won. You see what I'm saying? So, but now to us, he's racist, and so I think that the mindset and to be able to believe something without evidence, and then for them to call it faith and say that that's how we should live our lives or move in any type of way, that's like moving without an educated guess. That's like moving, taking the MCAT without going to med school first. That's like taking the LSAT without going to law school first. You know what I'm saying? You got to find the evidence and things that are backed by evidence and things that we really truly live our lives by. And that's what I say. Now, there are certain people, because I don't go around trying to convince people, hey, you don't need to believe in that or anything like that. If people ask me questions of why I feel the way that I feel and why I move the way that I do,
You,
as far as any type of religious belief structure and how I feel about it, I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel about it, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to be like, hey, look, this is what brought me to this point. I started asking questions and I started getting answers. And so that's why I gotta say, like it's I don't see it helping. And then if you look at Christianity alone, the number of deaths, number of people that are gone because of war. Look what's going on in Palestine and Israel right now. Then you got, the war it took for them to enforce Sharia law in the Middle East. The Crusades for the Catholic Church, and then the split from Catholic and Protestant. And then going into to American history of the Puritans coming to America, what they did, and to folks that didn't believe how they believe, and then they end up splitting even further from that. Then you even had, the slave Bibles. They only taught black people like them. History tell us that slaves weren't allowed to read, right? You weren't allowed to read as an American slave, right? And so, but what they started doing is start letting them read, and the only book they could read was the Bible. I don't know how familiar you are with the story of Nat Turner, but he
Oh,
was
so
a
now you're
prime
talking about the Bible. I
example.
was wondering. I was wondering if you was referring to the Bible.
Yeah, they call it the slave Bible, though. And that was the only book you could read as a slave. It was called a slave Bible. That's because they took certain things
I think the Bible and
out of the
religion is two
Bible.
different things.
The Bible and religion is two different things?
Yeah, it's two different things. Everybody mixed that up too. I had to realize that myself when I got
Nah.
older.
Well,
It's 100%. The Bible had like about I don't know how many religions in there. So who's to say that and it never told us we had to be in a religion either.
yeah, well,
That's why I
the
say
reason
everybody
why I
got
say
their
the
own
Bible
interpretation. I was
has
about to ask you that too. Is it the church that's the problem, or the teachings of it, or is it the Bible itself? But it seemed like I guess it's your interpretations too that probably I get you. I guess because everybody read it
yeah,
different ways, and I was mentioning that earlier. People got three different
yeah,
ways of how they read. If we talking about the
yeah.
Bible, right?
See, this
It's three
guy doesn't
different
know
ways
what
because
he's
I don't
talking
read it the
about.
same way everybody else read it.
Right.
Yeah.
This
I read it out
this
of
guy,
love. Some people, and that's kind of rare. Majority read it out of fear, and the other, it's another group I noticed that read it out of superiority and resentment.
or that breed it out of fear or tradition.
That
You
too.
know,
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so
yeah,
tradition.
that's
Yeah.
really what it is. I
So I
mean,
learned
and
how to
that's what.
read it out because I realized like the whole key of it. As you, if I don't know, when I summed it up, that's because I'm a person that really wanted to understand it and see what the whole goal of it. So I see the whole point of it was it basically just it's like it was out of it want us to love one another. It was even like I guess it got to the point that we was by us disobeying, right? He loved us so even though it sounds weird though, but he loved us so much that even if we like that if we was to damage ourselves because he created us, he was it's funny though, that do sound weird though. He created us, but
Yeah,
he still like kind of destroyed us
right.
at the same time
That's
though,
what I'm
because we was
saying. Like,
disobeying. But I feel
think
like he
about it.
do
Like,
make examples out of people. You said what?
what I always bring up is the fact that, okay, I tell people, I like, look, and it'll be people who read the Bible. So when we talk about religion, the Bible is a tool. Religion is the form of worship of a god, a deity, or whatever. And so when we speak on religion, we can say we can say technically, there's a difference, there's a separation between a book of teachings versus an actual act of faith, which is religion. But
I mean,
just to
we could do
keep
the same.
apples
We
to
could say the
apples.
same thing about history, right? Or
What do you
Black
mean?
history. If we want to talk about that specifically. Yeah, I feel like that did a lot of damage trying to the teachings of that too. That's why a lot of hatred
Well,
is around here.
it was a
A
lot of
lot of
incorrect stuff that was
huh?
taught though. That's why
That's
it was
probably
a
why
lot of
racism
incorrect things.
around even heavier.
Yeah, it was a lot of incorrect teachings going on though too. It
That's what
wasn't,
you see what I'm getting to, right? Because incorrect
yeah.
teaching can happen in anything. Even the evidence you said that you talking about, like all that stuff can get tampered with. Everything
Well,
on this earth can get tampered with. We can only
well,
go as
well,
far as for what we experienced and what taught us. But even
well,
some
well.
stuff, yeah, they might have done research and all this stuff on, but that only goes so far. It
Well,
only
I
goes
say
so far
this.
though.
Depends on the amount of information. You go by probability. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily possibility. Yeah, it's possible that all the information we ever receive could be tainted or inaccurate. Yeah, it's possible. But is it probable for a historical context versus, a books that are non-historical that don't have any evidence to back it? I mean, that's what we weigh in here. So when you talk about history, the reason I even know the difference is because for me, which some people weren't as
I mean, didn't
fortunate.
the white man wrote that too though?
No, so look, so that's what I was gonna say. So besides what I learned in school about Black history, I had a bunch of old books that passed down in my family about different folks, historical Black people that were written under the guise of Coretta Scott King. And I think that series is still around. I forget what it was, but it's man, we had like encyclopedias from these folks that were written by Black folks about Black history, stuff that you wouldn't learn in school. Turner was one of my favorite Black characters growing up as a kid, and this before the movie came out. I'm talking about I'm like 5, 6 years old reading these books and learning about these people of those eras through historical evidence. And so when you have a multitude of evidence there, you can then come to a conclusion. The problem is with any religious text or even religious ideology is that the premise of it as a whole is based on the lack of evidence. You
Mm.
see what I mean? So that's kind of the bigger difference. And so, yeah, and then there's certain things, and especially like comparing it to anything that may have to do with physics or mathematical equations. Yeah, somebody can lie to you about that, but the thing about it is you have a way of proving a certain thing, and you prove
Yeah.
it, where the level of probability is so high. You're in the 90th percentile, 95%, 99% accuracy on what the probable answer would be versus, well, I just feel this way, so that's why I'm gonna say that.
But don't
So
everything still at the root of everything? It's still gonna end with some type of form of belief. Because like it's only so much evidence we can have on this earth from what all humans that came up with. So
I don't agree with that. I say
everything is
you can
limited.
say I don't know.
Huh?
You can say I don't know.
Yeah,
You can
exactly.
get
So
to
I'm
the
about to
point
say
where like I don't know
it's
yet.
still. I
But
think all of us still have some type of form of belief. So I don't think that because it's like I can believe I'm about to, I can make it one day. We believe. I mean, all there's always some type of belief to everything. So I mean, we don't know everything. No matter how much evidence or whatever, we ain't gonna never know everything. I mean, unless we was just a god ourselves. I don't know, but it's something we would never, unless we was here at the beginning of the time and couldn't unalive. And that's still then we still ain't gonna know everything because life still goes on. But we can only
yeah,
know what's been taught to us. That's the only thing.
or what we find out ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
Uh,
teaching yourself. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You have a lot of. I think that that's a lot of folks is doing that nowadays. I mean, I feel like when they look back at this time and era that we live in, I think it's gonna be called something like the Great Awakening or something like that. I mean,
Mhm.
uh, the fact that we finally have ways of exchanging information and talking amongst each other with lightning speed and being able to bounce ideas. Like that's how people learned back in the day. That's how we got mathematics. That's how we got a lot of this information and technology we use and take for granted so quickly is because, people were able to communicate, bounce off ideas, learn things together and as a collective, and then we end up getting the results that we get. I think that moving forward, within the next decade or so, man, we're going to see a lot of progress. Conversations like this probably won't even happen. From what I've seen, people who are truly religious are starting to keep to themselves and either not asking questions or they're leaving it alone. And I say with black men, especially with the change of the church and the prosperity preaching, uh, of the Christianity religion is what I'm talking about specifically, is more
Mhm.
so like has turned a lot of black men away from the church because of the how they preach it to the women, man. How they preach it to the women. You can't go to church and just find no good woman no more, man. The things that are allowed there, you be better
So I
off.
got a question there.
Yeah,
I'm glad you mentioned the Bible. I love it.
yeah.
Because I had thought about this when I was on young 20s, though. So what you say was the bad part about the Bible?
Oh, okay. So in the Bible, I always ask people. I said, "Tell me one time that Satan hurt somebody in the Bible."
Say it again.
Or in the lie. Tell me one time that Lucifer or Satan either lied to somebody or physically harmed another person, and then compare that to how many times God did.
That's a verse in there.
Now, there ain't no verse. I just say that.
Oh, I'm about to say I don't know nothing about
I know,
that.
because didn't know. So my consensus is, and I'm looking at the Bible logically, is more so like, look. Satan, if he's so bad, why he the only one that never like unalived nobody, and God unalived the whole world with a flood, and then was gonna do it again, and then he was banishing folks, and then turning folks to salt,
Mm.
and
Oh,
unaliving the
I see. I see.
firstborn,
That's funny.
and all of this stuff. But
I noticed that
Satan
everybody.
didn't do none of
That's
that.
funny though. Everybody that do that, that don't mess with the Bible, they found all the worst parts out of it though. But I think the overall thing, he did a lot of stuff out of out of love, because at the end of the day, he want to save everybody. He do say that in the Bible too. But
Yeah, that's what
I
he
was about to
say.
say,
But
what's so wrong with following all the commandments? Like me myself, I
okay,
believe if we was to follow all the commandments, it'd be a perfect world. But the people don't follow it.
I don't believe that. Let's go on and pull them up then.
So thou shalt not unalive. That's a bad thing.
Well, it depends.
Steal,
It depends. It
lust,
depends. It
gluttony,
depends. I can tell you. I can tell you. I can find a good reason to unalive somebody. I got
and
kids, man. We can let's do the math.
but if everybody was no, but if everybody was following the rules, you wouldn't have no reason, because everybody's dang near perfect.
Okay, so okay,
No, I'm literally
let's
saying
see
if
what they are.
everybody, because people don't follow, they don't follow the law. I mean, they don't follow. That's the problem. A lot of us don't have no control. That's the thing.
Okay,
So yeah,
okay. So let's look at them. So don't steal. So it says nothing about SA or grape on here
what's that?
on the Ten Commandments.
You said that what on the Ten Commandments?
Yeah,
I
it
think it's
says
like,
nothing
oh
about
shoot, I think it's like, what do you call it?
says nothing about SA or grape. Says
I'm
nothing
pretty sure
about
that's just
it says nothing about idle threats. Yeah, it's missing some stuff. So even if you follow this, there's some things that folks could do to make me want to hit the which one is it? Number 6 was the unalive.
right.
There's some things that folks could do that would justify that.
Yeah.
You
But
see
if
what I'm
people really
saying?
living righteous, why would they do something like that if he want us to live righteous?
Because people have different definitions of righteous.
But I'm saying no, but if it's the righteous, no, we ain't talking about human version. We talk about the person that made us, that want the best out of us. We talk about that version. Like he dang near want us like Jesus. I'm put it that way.
But
And I don't think
so if
Jesus
that was
have
the case,
essayed anybody. I don't think Jesus did none of that stuff.
well, if that was the case, and didn't want us to do that, want us to live righteously, and they created us, right? They have the power to do that. Why create us with the ability to do wrong?
But free will. Otherwise, we'd be robots. We'd be robots. We wouldn't even be able to have time to
So
do it,
it's
like
like
be on here. If that was the case, we'd just be following anything. So it's obvious
so
that,
we stuck in some
huh?
we stuck in some psychopath sick game of here. Like I got kids in a candy store, but they can't eat the candy.
I guess.
Come
I
on now.
guess. Well, I would never know why we here
To
on
me,
Earth.
it
You
don't
know.
make sense.
Okay.
Maybe it makes sense to you.
Matter of fact, since you said that, you know the reason why we on here on Earth, then.
Yeah,
Oh, they got enough evidence for that too. I want to
what
see that.
part
I
of
really want to hear that now. Because
they do?
I mean,
They
I'm not
do.
God, so I don't know a lot of that. A lot of that stuff, I'm not gonna know that though.
It's called consciousness. It's called consciousness. Our reality, what time is to us, is experience measured by perspective.
What
Time is the
languages are
measurement of
consciousness supposed to
experience by
be?
perspective. You said what?
What languages are consciousness supposed to be?
It's not in the language.
Before we found out
It's,
the word conscious, what that meant. Nah.
consciousness is awareness. It's awareness
Okay.
of self. The
Okay.
consciousness is that's all it is. And so we're all a part of the same consciousness. We're just different strands of the same
Mm.
thing. So
Do you know
we're
our
here
purpose?
to experience. We're here to experience life through every perspective we can possibly experience it through. So you know what
Wait,
I'm saying?
how you know that? How you know that? Where you get that from? Or is that a belief?
Uh, that's not a belief. It's an answer based on evidence. that I have.
Oh, I gotta see that. You gotta show me that.
We have to,
So we got evidence that can tell us about our own personal lives. That's
man. But
crazy.
if I start, I don't stop, man. Yeah, I mean, yo, because you're here
So
to
somebody
experience.
got. I
That's
didn't
why
even
you're
know my
here.
name was in that evidence. That's crazy.
No, you're here to experience. That's why you're here. You're here to experience.
I didn't say that. I mean, to a certain extent, I believe that. I can believe that. I say that we are. We can say that though, but what about the kids that passed away that didn't get no type of experience? But
That's an
what I
experience.
say
That's
is
an
to sum it
experience.
up, I do believe we all here to impact one another in some type of way. I don't think
Yeah,
we here for
but
ourselves.
that's an experience in itself though too. Like it's a cellular experience all the way down to the molecules that make you, man. Like it's an experience for all of them. You know what I'm saying? Like there are a lot of functions than what we think of in our head mentally because we have this sort of autonomy that we kind of tend to we do this naturally because it's a part of our human evolution as it is for what we are. But how we separate ourselves from our actual physical bodies. So, say for example, like you cut yourself, there's no way you can make your body not create a scab, like by thinking about it, right? You would have to physically do something or something like that. Like you can't think about and make your heart stop beating. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or suffocate yourself by stop breathing because your body is separate from
What's
what
up,
your mind
Jamie?
believes it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we're here to experience, and we experience through our perception, and every cell in our body, every molecule experiences it separately from us, but we're all tethered together. If that makes sense.
So, so even like you talking about, even if like the little babies that got flushed in the toilet and stuff, they experience
Mhm.
something too without no
That's an
conscience.
experience, man. Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know
It's a
about the
conscience too behind
mindset
that.
experience, but that's from us all the way down to the
I guess you saying
molecules
the
that make
same
a
thing, and then
cell.
we hear you saying the
You
same
know what
thing
I'm
I
saying?
had came up to. We here to
Yeah,
impact one another in some type of way. Because even our
yeah.
own personal experiences ain't just put on ourselves either. I think it's just
Mm.
like Martin Luther King and all the people that they did some type of impact. Even the people that we feel is negative and all that stuff, they still some type of impact to this world or whatever the end goal of this thing is. I don't know. You got to tell me what that says in the evidence. What the end goal of life is. I don't know, but. I believe whatever all this stuff is coming to something. So I do
The
believe
end
that
goal
yeah,
is to
you can
figure
say,
out where we came from.
huh,
The
huh,
end goal is to find out where we came from, and we're trying to find that out through experience.
yeah. But we be in the grave. We ain't gonna have enough information by that time. We'll be in the grave by the time we figure out everything.
Uh, we go beyond the grave, bro. Matter can neither be created nor destroyed.
Yeah, I feel
So
you on that though.
everything that makes up you, everything that makes your body has always been here since the moment of existence. You got to remember that. You know what I'm
I,
saying?
I could feel that too. I be feeling like one if
Yeah.
we was here before. I mean, it's only so much, but imagine even if our brain, if we was here before, that mean we got to start over again, do some more
Mm-hmm.
evidence again. You know what I'm saying? We got to
Mm-hmm.
do a lot of stuff to find ourselves again. That's wild.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's why I don't try to think too deep on this, man. Because like I said, it's a root to something. I guess we can say, I still believe at the end of the day, it's some type of belief behind everything we want to put down. We want to believe that things are true. We believe it. That's just what it is. That's the way. That's literally the way of life. There's no way we can get around just believing. There's only so much uh, a doctor or a scientist can tell us about how life. You know what I'm saying? They can tell us. They can break us down to matters and all that stuff. But they had to they did their research on that. That took so much time. That took a lot of time. But it's still
Yeah.
more that we don't know about. You know what I'm saying? This stuff can expand. It's a lot of
Yeah.
stuff we don't know about. But
Yeah.
we probably wouldn't, like I said, we'll never know. Like I told you at the beginning, we'll never know everything. It's just, I don't think we ever would. Unless we
Yeah.
was
And
God.
I think that belief gets
Hey,
in the
what's
way
going
of
on,
that. I
family? What's
think
going on?
What's the
yeah.
deal, Nazi?
I think belief gets in the way of us learning because when you have a belief system, say I believe in the Christian
Belief
Bible.
help us learn.
No, because then you'll
Yeah.
stop asking questions. Because if you already have an answer for a question, why would you ask more past that?
You ask more to, no, you
Hey,
ask
man,
more to
I
learn
can't,
more because we all can learn more.
No,
I can't
To the
stay
day we
long, but let me run
unalive,
this
we
by
can
you,
still,
King.
huh?
Let me run this by you. I can't stay long, but let me run this by you. I'll come back.
Okay.
What if when you die? What if when you die, the light that you see at the end of that tunnel is just another operating room? What if when the baby cries when they're born, they can remember the last life but they can't go back to change or do anything about it. That's a question I like to ask when people talk about it, when we talk about existence. I
Mhm.
like what the brother said. The first law of physics is no matter, no energy can be destroyed, only
Right.
transformed.
Right.
So that's just something to think about. It's something I ponder all the time. But
Mm-hmm.
I like where you're going with this.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um. Yeah. Yeah. And that's really what the bottom line is. Like I said, the reason why I said a religious belief will stop you from getting the true answer is because, like, when I say where we came
Well, it's
from, then
Nazi.
you say we were created by God. Okay, that's the end of the question, right? Instead
Mm-hmm.
of me having to study, like, okay, break it down a human and then see how, then you come up with stuff like evolution and things like that, and then all those evolutionary sciences, and then, you start to try to get
Wait, do you
answers to
believe it was
questions.
monkeys?
What?
Do you believe it was monkeys?
Monkeys? No, not monkeys.
Oh, okay. I was about to say that was in the evolution thing too.
No, it wasn't. But
So I'm straight
no,
looking for the
they
middle
look
ground people. I'm trying to
they
see.
made they look like monkey. They was not monkeys. It's a different species. It's kind of like the difference between a coyote and a wolf.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There's no way we could have evolved. Hi, Kev. I'm sorry.
What's the deal, Jane?
I'm good. Just made some plates for these kids. But
Oh,
You made me
that's
no
where that
plate.
smoke coming from. Okay.
Let me get,
oh,
let
I
me get a
burn, but
plate.
not in a bad way. You want a plate? I don't never have no leftovers. That's the thing. I always want a leftover. I don't know unless I put it to the side in advance, and I don't really do that because if they
Yeah,
gonna eat, they gonna eat. But
yeah,
we couldn't evolve from primates because our brains are close in nature to dolphins. They have two lobes and we have four. They even have a family structure. They go to school in the sea. They could decipher personality. They have their own language. So, with brain capacity, we're closer to dolphins than anything else, especially since
yeah.
we also start off as tadpoles.
But DNA wise, we're actually closer to more like swine, like pigs. To be honest with you,
Wow.
that's the truth.
They tell us not to eat that.
Yeah, that's true.
They say, but genetically. So we're talking genetics, and so um,
How long a pig
we're
last?
talking over millions of years of evolution, and so yeah, I mean, and you see examples of different types of evolution today. Say, for example, there's a tribe in the Amazon right now whose feet look like monkey hands, like literally because they climb trees so much, and over time their feet evolve. If you talk about Laotian people, they have a pancreas that is larger, like the American person versus a person from Laos. Their pancreas is larger because they have evolved over time because they eat so much rice and they got to be able to process that sugar and produce the insulin and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, evolution is right in front of our face now. Whether it's to
And it's our choice to
100%
believe it or not,
perfection of
right?
accuracy, it's not a belief though. But you can see, like I told you,
It,
it's probability over
so
possibility. So you make an educated guess based on the
I
evidence
think
you
the
got.
part that you did
You
the
see what I'm
belief
saying?
in, you were saying that we were conscious. That was a belief because it's always going to start from somewhere. Nobody was here at the
Say,
beginning of the time taking evidence.
saying that we're conscious.
No, I'm just saying, you said, because I think your belief, what I heard you said that we were made from one conscience. That's a flat out belief. I don't think you can write a book or anything because you ain't got no proof of that either. You know what I'm saying? Nobody know the beginning of time. I don't even think they can, if they
Yeah,
even want to wrote that, that's
yeah.
your choice to believe it or not. But nobody can, ain't nobody can pull the DNA up about the conscience, the beginning of conscience.
I mean, so you will prove it by what? Going back in time and seeing it for yourself.
I don't know. I really don't know. That's what I'm saying. See my thing. Like I told you, with everything, I choose me myself. Like I think I mentioned at the beginning of this thing. Me myself, I'm open minded to every last thing. Even the Bible can get debunked. Evidence can get debunked. Freaking Black history can get debunked. Like anything, because stuff we can get lied to. And just like how you were saying earlier, well, the white man only just gave us this book, but the white man letting you look at all this evidence you're looking at now. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, if everything was supposed to be meant to be hidden or something like that, why he didn't hide the rest of that stuff then? Or how you get lucky and find a secret book that can tell us about life? I mean, that stuff can work anyway. That's what I'm saying. My thing is, why stand 10 toes on? I mean, I can feel everybody their own person, but I really chose to, me myself, I just chose to be like anything we can get lied to. And I understand there's facts behind a lot of stuff. And I do, you know what I'm saying, energy, I believe in all that stuff too, for real. But I feel like it's always gonna come to something created all this, no matter how we want to look at it. I know I didn't
I'll
create
tell you,
it.
it started with a thought.
And where that come from?
What are your
You said
thoughts
that. I
come
remember you
from?
saying that before. How do
Right.
you get that information that you know it started with a thought?
Can you create a new thought right now?
Yes.
Where did it come
But
from?
ain't no humans coming out of me when I think about it. That'd be sweet in the mug. I be thinking about my wife right now. If that was the case.
So it's perception though. It's perception. That's what I'm saying. You don't know what starts, and it's over a long span of time that's
We
far for
don't
us to
know. We
receive.
won't know. We all searching for the truth still. I mean, I
I
don't
mean,
think
I
even
know,
the
I know, I know.
yeah.
I don't know. You don't know.
Strongly in metaphysics though, because
Yeah.
energy, I mean, energy's out here. We can see that if you come inside of a room and everybody's laughing and you start complaining, the entire room is going to change. Or if you put
But
more focus and more energy into just having a tunnel vision about something, you're going to eventually attract it. You just got to be careful with what you ask for and be very specific. But the only problem I have with people concerning their religion or belief is when they decide to try to shun people or force people into it, or Bible thumpers, things of that nature. Even with metaphysics and people that believe that they just buy some, some crystals and everything's going to change, and now they want to preach about it, or they just got a deck and now they want to do a reading on everybody without really understanding. I
right.
just feel like more people, if they're whatever religious sector or whatever belief you have, just stay strong in it, but don't push it on other people.
Yeah. I feel you on that. I feel you on that. And that's one thing I be telling people. Which I mean, I can understand the whole goal of why everybody doing what they doing because everybody got some type of cure in their body. I don't know if it's they might have that in evidence too. I believe we all got some type of cure in us. You know, we made our some. That's why we want everybody to believe what we believe most of the time, or understand how we understand too, because we want to. I guess we want to help as many people to be um open minded as us, or whatever you want to call it, or think the same way as us at the end of the day, because we care. All of us have some type of care in our bone. But I do think some people care so much that we don't realize that we over here demonizing one another because of what we think, or we call somebody not woke, or they might be stupid or something. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody made a certain way for a reason. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we all meant to be the same way. I don't think, and me myself, still don't think nobody really know the truth. That's just my belief. Because I mean, like I said, that's unless somebody, and even if I was to see the person at the beginning of the time, I probably wouldn't believe them either because we humans. It's nothing I can really say. I'm not gonna lie to myself. I just can't lie to myself. I can't lie to myself and
Yeah.
not say. I can't say that it's. Oh, I know this is that. I just can't do it at all because I'm not about to trick myself. I can't because I don't know. No matter what's get presented to me, just because I know everybody can lie and get lied to, and I know the world got misinterpretations and all this stuff. Like I can't do it on nothing. It's nothing for
Hmm.
sure. And then, like I said, that's why I'm not trying. I don't try to do too much on trying to learn so much unless I can help somebody in the process with it. Because at the end of the day, we're gonna be right in the grave with all the information we know for what. That's why I'm one of my friends that be coming in here and be like, you ain't know about this, and that, and that. I'm like, cool, but what you gonna do with the information, though? Like, what's the point of you just gonna brag about it and feel like everybody else stupid that don't know, but you're not doing anything with it to help somebody else? All you gonna say is how smart I am. You know what I'm saying? That's brownie points. What you get for that? Nothing. We gonna all only last for so no matter whatever we believe in, we only gonna last and maybe 100 years or something like that. And some people don't even make it that far. So it's like at the end of the day, whatever I feel like whatever we all learn, we need to help one another or find some way to, still love one another. I feel like that's the ultimate goal we should do. You know what I'm saying? So do you believe
I,
in God, or are you? And what the heck? Yeah, I
agnostic.
believe in the God, but I don't mean everybody else do.
Like, but yeah, I mean, he like the. So my bad, bro. I didn't want to just jump in.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
He got quiet.
How everybody doing? Y'all doing all right? I want to just
Good.
jump in the room and start talking. Yeah. So I think when I'm listening to this conversation, I'm thinking, well, how could you get to a more of a unified and understanding situation? Now, I will admit this is probably not going to happen, but I think that if religious leaders would continuously to where they would reprogram the way people think, acknowledge other religions, but and also be able to speak on some of the people that are prominent in their religion and things they've done and they said, and still hold true to their faith in front of the people that they're leading and that they join to congregate, that it will bring more diverse perspectives and cultural understanding amongst community. At least the
Right.
people that have enough decency to want to do right.
Right. Exactly. I feel you on that.
People ain't gonna,
But
the religious leaders ain't gonna relinquish power. That's the whole point behind it, power. I always said
yeah,
this: if I ever wanted to get rich for real, like filthy, stinking rich, I started a church. I bet I'd be bigger than TD Jakes.
yeah.
But we still can
I think
do
anybody in the world could
this
do that. You ain't got to be no religion for that.
right. Now the
Nah,
new
religion is
thing
the
is self
control.
help
It's the
and
yeah, it's the
stuff
belief.
like
You
that.
know,
Say it again. I heard both of y'all say
No, I'm saying the new thing is like the new religion is like self help and spirituality gurus that still perpetuate off of fear and impulse. You know what I'm
that.
saying? Like, so
False
that's they're
prophets,
still
all type of stuff
perpetuate,
out
yeah,
here.
perpetuating fear and impulse and giving and still getting people to react to their message instead of actually enacting or taking action or teaching them something. Like they'll drop like nuggets, like
Yeah,
crumbs, like you know what I'm saying, like little crumbs, like breadcrumbs to their wallet, basically.
yeah.
And but like if it's because we done got away from this is one thing, and because they done scared us, we all in turn pusillanimous. Like they done scared us into organizing. But I think that it's
I feel like that's
because
the only pro to life on that one. I mean, with a lot of these religions, that's actually a pro. Because
they
imagine if we
organize
wasn't
and they
scared
can.
to. I mean, you know what I'm saying. A lot of us wouldn't be in no type of control if we ain't had no feel like it was no consequence behind what we do.
So like the only American study on group consciousness and religion, there's only been two of them done, and they were done like in the 70s and 80s, and it was on the black church and voting. There's been group consciousness studies other than that. I'm talking about in relation to like religion. Other than that, there's it's all fanaticism and mass hysteria and unexplained illnesses, stuff like that. When they went the group conscious studies and stuff, but other than that, like in America in recent times, it's literally just been about how do they move the vote with and they only had to do it twice a long time ago, and they was like, oh, okay, we got this in the bag, give them a bag. Like, and it's, I mean, I'm laughing because, but it's not funny. But you know what I'm saying. But I'm laughing because that's there's really it was sad because I was trying to do research on group consciousness, and when I realized that's all I could find and other people have done is how to manipulate people to get a vote.
Mm.
Like, so the data's not even really there because it's like, so that made me think that there is already hidden knowledge. They just needed the data. Like this things that
this
they,
good. This would be a good dude for you to look at. Now, I'm gonna tell you, he say a lot of crazy stuff. You gotta pick and choose. You gotta pick out the pieces and actually find like the federal docs, the all of the right stuff. Go look into some Alex Jones, man.
I know
I'm
who you
trying to
talking
tell you.
about. I stopped messing with him
Alex
when I started
Jones,
saying,
he'll get you at the beginning, and then you'll see, and then you can go further than that. You'll look and see and find some of the technologies and stuff that they do. I mean, first of all, there's technologies beyond what we could even think about. Like, why would they do that? Oh, okay. See, I see that, and it's been going on for how long? You know, they had virtual reality in the '60s. Like the same VR glasses that you buy right now, the ones that you can buy that look cover your face, the patent was made in the '60s. Now, now, now that's some stuff you can't fake. You can't fake no virtual reality screen face patent with the patent office. The year was made, and then come on now. It's stuff like that that's already there. So I'm just gonna drop that gem right there, and let y'all look some stuff up, and it'll be some interesting conversations later down the line.
Mhm. So I'm glad Shantae just reminded me. So I thought about that. The topic is actually, it ain't about how much we don't like other religions. I think the whole topic, well, I think I know, right? Not gonna say I know because I wrote this, but the thing, the thing is, I said, what is the problem with other people's religion if it's not hurting them? Not saying that it's hurting them. That's what I was wondering because I do see a lot of religions that still got happy families, doing doing it right, doing everything in control, right, the right way, right? What's the problem with that? That's all I was wondering. Or why we always demonize somebody because they think different from us or they
Well,
believe
I
in
can
something
say
else.
not every KKK member has hurt a black person.
That what?
Said not every KKK member has hurt a black person.
Okay.
I mean that is true, but like
That's a
just if
religion? I
you
didn't know that
want
was a
to,
religion.
I mean it's a
Or a belief. I thought it was a cult.
it's a
But I guess
yeah, it's like a cult organization,
we
but
can
that's
say
still
that
It's
not
like
it's
every
a belief.
BLM
it's a
character have
belief
not
system.
destroyed a
Yeah,
building, but I mean, I guess.
I mean, the KKK is it did derive from Christianity, from what they say.
yeah. I thought
They're
it arrived.
based in
I thought it
Christianity.
came from Albert Pike, who was a Satanist. He wasn't no Christian. He was the grand. He was like he married Masonry, demonology, and Satanism with the KKK in 18 something.
Right.
He was
So
like one of the
they didn't
family
hurt.
members,
You
like
said
the
they never hurt their own life or the other's life, right? That's what we get into about
no,
that.
they hurt each other because it's like
So
it's a
that kind of
bad
canceled. Then
environment.
I was wondering why
Yeah,
he put that
they
in there.
hurt each other. Yeah, they hurt each other. I
Yeah, I
don't
was
know
about
why
to say. I
that's in
think
there.
I got to
But
read it again. Then I'm saying if religion or belief is not hurting them or others, what is the problem?
There shouldn't be
I
one.
don't see one. I don't see one as far as unless you want to dig deeper into like like a problem amongst like the people that participate as a whole. I think that it could be a problem that religious people can kind of be. Some of them they maybe are asleep because they feel safe within their confines. When like those the people that we need to take from being decent to righteous, so like you could actually have real movement.
Okay. I think
It's
the reason why I say this is like we let a lot of titles get to us when we can just pay attention to how human behaviors is. That's what we really got to pay attention to. We just go off the name. Just like I think even James said somebody was a Satanist, you will automatically probably go crazy. Like, what the, you know what I'm saying? But living regular life, you know what I'm saying? Not hurting nobody or hurting themselves. That's what I'm talking about. Stuff like that. We go off these names and that's what's be separating us. Another thing is that just
that's
because,
Luciferianism. I'm sorry, I just want to correct him real quick. That's Luciferianism, not
uh,
Satanism,
uh,
not demonology. Luciferianism, they don't believe in hurting with each other. That's do what thou wilt. That's what's his name? Aleister Crowley.
Mm-hmm.
mm, okay. But I'm just saying, my whole thing is that it's like we gotta pay attention to the behaviors, not because what somebody believe in. You know what I'm saying? I believe that's how we can. The whole reason this topic is not even. It's just because of all of that. You know, it's keeping us from uniting. You know, all
Well,
this stuff and huh?
I think it's things that people can believe in that can make me not want to be associated with them. For sure, absolutely.
And and I think this guy might be talking about like Adam
Because what
LaVey
you
from
believe
like the
in,
90s or the 80s or something. Maybe like the guy that died and then kind of renounced all that shit. Cause he was like eating poop and stuff. Like, come on, man.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like
But
we
that's
not
hurting them
don't
though.
reference none stuff. They hurting themselves, bro. Like, come
That's what
on.
I'm saying.
Like,
Right, that's hurting them. Right.
Let me put it out there. I'm not the Satanist. I had a friend. I still have her as a friend.
Right, yeah, right. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah.
She said, "I'm gonna clear that." Let me real quick, man.
Hey, I'm a hop
But
on. I gotta hop on some calls, and I got a 7 o'clock. I forgot. I hit you
oh,
up in a minute though.
Dang,
Good,
I was about
good,
to
good
let me just
live
say
though,
this real
man.
quick before you leave, man.
All right, yeah,
Now I was
yeah.
about to say what you had said. You said I got some people that believe, but that's like no different from having a person that you disagree with, right? But even with a person you disagree with, I feel like you could find some similarities y'all got with one another. I think we pay attention to this, differences than similarities. That'd be our problem. You see what I'm saying? I
Well,
feel like it's somebody you can't connect. If y'all got the same similarities, even if y'all got different beliefs, I believe y'all can make things work.
not all the time
That's
though,
me and
bro.
my best friend, man.
Because I can't. It's hard to do. You're hard pressed for that, and it's gonna have to be on a situational basis. Because obviously, I can find, the bad piece in that as a whole. I would say that there are certain things and certain religions that you wouldn't just certain people you just wouldn't be able to get along with, i.e., Jehovah Witnesses, people that believe that they act a certain way, like especially now we're talking about from a distance, as far as just a human to human, and I'm not close to you, you're not in my
Good little
my
space.
direct community, you're not my direct space, something like that. Then yeah, okay, cordial until you mess up across that line. But that's how communities and societies work, though. Once you get deep into society, involved in someone's life, close range, like, you know what I'm saying, then that's when those type of belief systems start to come in. You understand who a person truly is, because usually we got three different personalities, right? We got who we are by ourselves, who we are around our family and the people we care about, and who we are in public. Those are three different people. And so sometimes between who you are in public and who you are as somebody close to you, that's called getting to know a person. And so that's when that belief system can clash and make me or anybody else not want that individual around based on who they really are. And that's what I wanted to say on that. But I gotta catch the 7 o'clock though, man.
All right, for sure, brother. Appreciate
Yeah,
you, man.
for sure.
Uh, but yeah,
Got a lot to say.
huh?
I said Carpe Diem got a lot to say in the chat.
Who was it? Wow, right? Right? Three natures: human nature, sin nature, divine nature. Oh my! Thanks
Right,
the
right.
truth. She
Okay.
has made it to my life for the second time. Hey,
What's happening, guys? Hey, Face.
Hello,
What's happening?
Lab.
what's the deal? What's the deal?
Nothing. Hi, DJ. I can
What's
sum
going
all this
on,
up real
Face?
quick. Here's the
So
best
what?
summary I can give you. People
Okay.
just need to mind their own damn business. That's the
Said
summary.
mine ain't business. How we gonna get some unity if we minding our own business?
Here's how we gonna get unity. First of all, everybody got their own damn issues. That's number one. And I'm okay with getting the unity, but before you can ever get unity, you gotta clear up and fix
Fix
what's in your
yourself.
house.
Right.
Fix your own house. And that's, in my opinion, so many people use religion as a tool of judgment. That's not what it is. Just because you don't believe in my God don't mean you less than. Just
Right.
because I don't believe in your God doesn't mean I'm less than. We have different beliefs. But
Yeah.
I got too much stuff going on within me and within my home to be worried about what you're doing in yours. So that's
Hmm.
why I say mind your own business, because we all got stuff we got to work on. Whether the Lord Savior that I know of is going to come one day, or whomever you worship is going to come one day. Fix within. Because let's be honest, we all hypocrites.
I feel you.
We all
So
got.
when do we come to a time where we start minding our own business and help each other, or just um, or you just rather just beat yourself?
No, I mean,
Because so everybody got their own choice. I'm not trying to force nothing, but I'm just saying some people is actually out here for the community that's doing stuff that's not their business and helping other people, and some people just living their own life. And I can feel that too, though. So
so I'm going to say this much. This is what I do to assist my community.
okay,
I hold platforms and I talk about things within self, whether it's mentality, whether it's how you feel on relationships, even to the point of unaliving and sexual mishaps. We discuss everything. That's how we, in my opinion, that's how I can assist with fixing the community, which is fixing your mental, unpacking your issues, unpacking your trauma, not applying it to other people and expecting other people to be accountable for your crap. It's time to unpack on your behalf. So I get where you're going. That's the only thing I can do because I'm not religion based. Again, I believe in God, but I don't study it. So who am I to give my tidbit on it?
Yeah, it's people that's in and out of religion that do the same exact thing. So they ain't just only religion. But I feel you though.
And
I
most of
feel
the
like
people are in the
a,
church.
s- a solution to that would be for, and this, I guess this would be a perfect world, but just to piggyback off Face, if everybody just dropped their shoulders and realized that you do you, I do me, and I'm accepting that you're doing you and I can learn from you instead of saying this is good and this is bad, because I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to categorize things as good or bad. You know what I'm saying? It's all based on what you feel closer to in nature.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So I feel like if most people just not necessarily focus on themselves, but for the unity, we should understand and get to know each other. I'm
But couldn't the easiest thing to do to heal the community is to focus on yourself? Because if I heal myself
Mm.
and I fix a lot of my issues within, then I'm more welcoming to see another sister or a brother in need and assist them accordingly with whatever tools I have to
But
assist
what if
them.
they told you to mind your business?
They are gonna do that, especially if they look like me. That's
That's
what
what,
they gonna do.
that's what I'm saying. We gonna run into people that's like that, but it's like it's a gamble on both ends. Because sometimes you can be so to self that other people ain't gonna get. That other people that might need help can't get it. You know what I'm saying? But it's a gamble. I feel like it should be a balance, right? We can live
Right.
a life of like selfishness. Of course, it starts from the root. You know what I'm saying? Even what I'm doing right now, right? Because I was just about to ask you, like, dang, you trying to say we can't hold each other accountable? Or we shouldn't hold each other accountable? But the only reason why I'm doing that is because I'm big on that word, how he spelled it down there, unity. What the heck? I don't know how he spelled it like that, but
I'm all for it. My
But I
only
mean, you
issue.
can't be mad about
what?
being stubborn, like people being stubborn, right? So we all got the
No.
same maze on the paper, and you figured it out
Mhm.
quicker than I did. And so I
Yeah.
came to a blockade in my life, but I was supposed to meet that blockade in order to understand how to get through this maze. You got it perfectly. Not everybody gets it perfect.
Nope. No, they won't. But why
Understand?
not? You can't help.
So we
Everybody can try to
Have
steal
to. That's
assist,
the
though. At
thing.
least you tried.
about choosing.
I mean, do we have the same settlement when we're healing and sometimes people heal and they travel in their healing process and they learn a new language, they learn a new religion, learning doesn't stop you from healing, it actually aids you within healing.
In my opinion, there's so many people out here that is skipping process and skipping steps. I agree with you, sis, when you say going through that healing process, but people jumping over the grieving process.
Mm.
Oh,
You know, and Jane, you guys got the. I think you guys got the same point. I heard this
Yeah.
from a friend of mine once that you come to that fork in the road and you choose the wrong one. And a lot of people say, like, oh, eventually you'll get to that right path, right? What you don't understand is that you have to travel back down that road to get to the right path. So all those people that might have disrespected or did something wrong to or whatever, you got to walk past them again just to get to the right point. And I think a lot of people are afraid to go backwards to go forward.
Mm.
I can
I think a
understand.
lot of people are afraid to like say to their best friend, like, you know what, you were my best friend and I messed up, my bad, bro. But I need to do that. I need to say I apologize to get to my path. And they can't accept the fact that their best friend or that used to be their best friend might say, I don't care what you got to say, I ain't a part of your life no more. They're afraid of that. They're afraid of that, like dealing with that. But you have to do it to get to where you're trying to go. You got to
right.
deal with the fact that you messed that relationship, bro. Say sorry so you can move forward. People do this all the time, especially when it comes to like addiction and stuff like that. Like people think that they could just, not be addicted to something again, and they could just walk back into their household and be like, "Hey, everybody, I'm back," and they're like, "Bro, you know what you did to me 6 months ago?"
Well, I mean,
Like they still got to deal with it, and that's the pressure of saying like when their cousin comes back and says, "You know what you did to me," They ready to go
You
back on
breaking
the
up,
needle,
Mike. You
the
breaking
back
up.
over.
This y'all
They
breaking up bad.
to the line, ready to go right back.
Mike, you probably had a good point, but you were breaking
So
up
we got to
so
be
bad.
careful.
Yep, because your Wi-Fi is Wi-Fi.
Done.
I'm
Right.
just saying.
All right. Well, I'm listening because yeah, I can't. Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
trying to get this. I'm trying
I'm
to get everybody's voice going, man. Because my time
Like,
limited. I got to pay attention.
did you not understand what he meant when he put you in and then the eyeball?
I don't know. I took a quick scan and just and went on back to what I was talking about. Yeah, I ain't
He
look at
tried
it.
to say unity, but people focus on themselves more than focusing on unity.
I'll feel you on that. Yeah.
yeah, and I want to
When
say
you
something
focus.
concerning what
Oh,
Mike said. I'm sorry, Kev.
oh no, go ahead.
Because this is accountability live. So it's not about the sorry that you give to the person that you felt like you slighted. It's the sorry that you give to yourself, and not staying in that sorry state and journaling and writing down the W's and the H, all the W's and the H to questions to figure out where the solution lies within self. That's when you find it, because not even seeing the same person or going backwards, but you're going to keep meeting the same type of person. You don't never really supposed to go backwards. That's for reference. But you're supposed to move forward. And if you was in a bad situation before in a relationship, you move on, you're probably going to meet somebody with the same qualities because you haven't fixed what you need to fix within.
Right. Exactly. I'm gonna let a couple more people. Andre, what's the deal? Welcome to the live.
Hi, I was just listening to the panel, and I've been exposed to a bunch of religions as I was young. I went to Catholic because I'm Catholic, and then a lot of my neighbors and everything, my neighbor was a Baptist preacher, so we would go to Baptist church and everything. So I was just saying, exposure to multiple religions helped me like open my eyes to see, that not one religion is perfect.
Right.
All the religions have good points to them. And I think that, dismissing somebody for whatever religion they are, whatever race they are, I think is terrible. You know what I mean?
Or
Because
believes. Right.
exactly, like I just feel like, you can learn from so many people. And I have throughout my life. And I'm appreciative that, my parents weren't closed-minded and like
Thanks.
exposed me to a lot of different cultures, people, family. Like it's been great. I mean, again, I'm not a perfect person, but having been exposed to different people and cultures, like I respect and try to, understand and try to work with people as much as I can. And like the person, I can't remember her name, below me, um, she was speaking straight facts when, she's trying to help the community, help, figure out what your trauma is and help you not to put it on people. Because I think at some point in our lives, we've all faced a little bit of trauma, and I think it's good for us to search inside ourselves how that trauma is affecting us so that we can reach out to other people. And we don't have to be isolated and alone in our problems.
Okay.
I hope that made sense.
I heard you. I heard you. I feel you on that.
Mind our
Oh.
business.
I'm sorry, Faith, I didn't hear you.
No, she said, mind your business.
Oh, well, true.
Emphasis on my business, because what Faith said is absolutely true. You're not at that point yet where we can really adapt. Not here, and not for those that don't want to travel outside their own neighborhoods. And I'm not talking about leaving any country. I'm talking about just leaving the state, or feeling like they trust themselves enough in certain situations. We just not there yet. But it is good that Faith is, helping the community and stuff, trying to get people on one accord.
I'm
Yeah,
getting
I agree.
confused now.
I agree.
It, I don't know. Maybe I'm taking it too literal because it don't make sense to me. How can we help the community and mind our own business? I don't get it.
Well,
I'm trying to make that
I
make sense.
mean, I
yeah,
can
sorry.
make it make
That's where
sense
I was
for you. I've
confused,
been
Faith.
waiting. I've
There
been
we
waiting
go.
to say something.
Go ahead.
Cause right now, like man, if you mind your own, if your community, you shift your focus to what your business need to be. If you not just thinking about getting up tomorrow and going to work and getting to Friday so you can be off work type shit, you you can think to have another purpose to actually help your community, which would be your business. And if that's
What?
your business, you minding your business. Your backyard is your business. That's nosy. Our focus be shifted on other people' business, literally, like watching reality shows and shit like that, and want to know who said what about who and what's this about with the person that said this and that. Like that's what we be worried about when we actually could be like organizing.
Ain't we
We
online
really
right now?
could. Yeah. No, I'm saying,
This not our
well,
business.
yeah. I mean, it is. I'm literally here and only add and only hit the what you call it because hit the request is because I got something in front of me right now that I'm working on that relates to this. What the point that I gave you was something I'm working on, like uh working on promoting diverse perspectives and cultural understanding. That's
Mm-hmm.
something I'm working on, like in front of me. I was reading that off of there, but I'm saying, man, if preachers, that's what I said, I know it's not probably gonna happen, but if preachers did this, then we will have a better understanding of as a culture and will be more united because people will understand each other better,
Mm-hmm.
just on that front. But when it comes to religion, man, like what's your mama religion? That's usually, you know what I'm saying. So why we even, like, you don't choose your mama, like, and if you chose a different religion, like usually it come somewhere not too far from that base, unless you had a horrible like situation or something, unless you chose to be atheist. Like you still gonna hold a lot of these traditional beliefs other than the ones that you realize that don't align with you to give you peace. We still keep them same moral values even if we move on from what we first learned. And I think that's what we're supposed to do. The wisest man in the Bible was Solomon, and he did that. Like we literally have a parable in the Bible. If you read the Bible of the prodigal son, so like, you know what I mean. And I see that because through everything that I didn't learn about different religions and beliefs, I still come back to my moral value and code that I was taught when I was young. And I think that's for most people. And then you might have to break that for some people or change it and alter it for most of us because we around damaged people. So we become damaged people. Like we all shuffled up in this box of life together with no real packaging to like handle us properly, bro. So shit, we all broken.
I know of a mind
So
your
that's
I
the
own
respectfully
business.
keep saying to the upbringing.
I know of a mind your own business.
I'm sorry, Mike. I just got to spit this out because my head hurt and I'm losing thoughts. Mind your own business practice is hoodoo and voodoo. You got to mind your own business when it comes down to that. So I can understand on that emphasis, you know what I'm saying, where you can't just come in, you can't just be a part of, we're not going to teach you because a lot of people would use a lot of the practices and they would use it against people because they're not fully aware of what is to come and how strong the belief is. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, that goes for anything negative and positive. You could turn anything negative, you could turn anything positive. But
so I'm wondering. So what I'm hearing,
This is
it
positive
seemed
though.
like it seemed like mind your business could be. It's either an oxymoron that's going on right now, or it's a
Okay.
subjective thing. It got to be one of the two.
Let me break this
Nah,
down a little
that's
further
what
of
I
why I
I
think
believe it's
this.
subjective.
It got
And
to be
But no, I
subjective.
just
I
want
was
to
about
make
to
sure
say it
there
got
was
to be
no.
that
I
because we
think
I'm
can
just
pick
trying
and
to make
choose
sure
what
there's
our
no
business
cap,
is,
bro.
right?
Like,
Can
I
I
just want
ask a
to
yeah.
explain
question?
it real quick. When I say mind your business, right? So understand this point when I say this. Hurt people hurt people. We understand that analogy, right?
Right,
Broken people create innocent broken people, correct?
right.
Okay. So if I know me as a person that's a part of the community, that sits in this community and want to fix it, I cannot go and project what I think you should be doing when I still got my own crap to handle. The hardest thing I had to do is learn how to control, in my opinion, a gift that God blessed me with. I'm able to read people in so many different ways. I'm able to see different things on people in so many different ways. But I've requested in this process to control what I can see and control what I can feel and control what I can hear because I am in no place mentally, emotionally, or spiritually to read you in your life when I have so much issues in mine. That is the best thing I can do within the community. And that's why I said mind my business, because right now, yes, you are my business because that's my discernment. But at the same time, if my spirit ain't right, how dare I speak on yours? And that's our problem in our community. We have so many people with voices, but nobody with action. And sometimes in order to apply that action, you have to apply it within so it can be heard within the community. Mind your business. You are your business. You are your first situation. Handle you before you can pass judgment on everyone else. That's
Hey,
what I
Face though, like, do you ever think
Mm.
that when you're trying to help somebody else out, it's actually that spiritual world, whatever realm it might be, whatever religion you might be a part of, it's actually giving you faith? It's almost like those videos you see where the person's helping out the homeless person, and they don't
But
realize
that
that
ain't
that
minding your
person's
business when you
God.
help a homeless person.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, they don't realize that
so
that
petty.
person's God. You know what I'm saying? So you're trying to help that person out, and in return, you actually got helped and you benefited more. So what we have to have the confidence in helping that person that we think needs benefit from us, not realizing that they're actually benefiting us more than we're benefiting them.
I get
You get what
that.
I'm
And
saying?
I get it wholeheartedly, and I agree, because at one point of my life I was that. I will read you up, down, sideways, and over. I was that. And I've seen it help, and I've also seen it destroy at the same time. And people
Oh, the
focus
recognition
they focus
of
so much on the good part. They focus so
what
much
that
on
spirit
helping.
is. Yeah, I got you. Because
But when
I've been that way as well. It's
What
like,
up, big
is that
man?
spirit is that spirit good spirit or bad spirit?
right. So
Like,
within
what are
that,
you letting in?
I gotta be able to identify it. And with me unable to identify exactly what it is, who am I? Who am I? I know I am a person. I know I'm a blessed. I know I'm all of these things, but I'm still a person that's walking in my healing and understanding and going through my process of grief to unalive everything that I have subscribed to in order to be a better me. And when I get to that space, in my opinion, when I get to that space of clarity and openness, then I can go and spill all of this knowledge and everything into the community. But the best thing, especially when it comes to our ethnic communities, we have to heal within before we can try to heal somebody else, because it is irritating to see a whole bunch of broken people speaking to broken people about uplifting and breathing life into them. How dare you breathe life into somebody, but yet you are on life support? Make it make
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
Isn't
well,
nah, that makes it
isn't that a
to me.
judgment to Ain't that like a that's what I don't know. Cause like I think we do all this. I mean, we do the same thing to one another though. Cause like, who's to say who's really broken? Some people, cause that can be more. I don't know.
Right.
We only really making our own judgments of one another for real. That's all it is.
You
Yeah, I
better.
mean,
That
I do
that
believe
that
what.
sound
Huh?
like
I
to
what you're
me,
see.
talking about.
like
Can we
I think that's
say,
what
because
you're
can we
talking about,
interject
host.
and
I think
say
I think
that
that's what you're
I think.
talking
we
about. Cause
have to
like, bro,
we have to
if
get
I
out
walk
this.
up to a homeless person right now and I give them $100, right? Like, they haven't eaten in a few days. They don't got no place to stay. They don't got nothing. That $100 gets them a motel for the night, some food on the table, maybe a couple nights, whatever, right? But you at home dealing with your relationship or your family, and it's in shambles. But you just gave this person $100, so they all the way up, and you still feel you all the way down, but you got a house to go back to. I think we need to consider that when we actually dealing with, like, it's all perspective and it's all based on relation. You help that person out, but I think that help of that $100 wasn't based on you helping them out and you feeling good about helping somebody out. It's about that moment of saying, if I just gave $100 worth of interest to my home, maybe I could help my home out. Because I already
Faith,
gave the $100 to the homeless man, so let me go
Yeah,
home and give
that's some
not
other
a
stuff.
hundred
I
dollars,
mean, I'm a firm
not a
believer you
hundred
can't
dollars
pour with what you ain't
financially,
got.
but a hundred
I know that.
Faith,
dollars
can I
physically.
ask you a question, Faith? Are you saying like you can't pour from an empty cup? Like it's hard when you're not whole to
Correct.
help other people?
We
Okay.
Okay, I get it that
That's
way.
what I thought
Right,
you were
I
saying.
get it that
Okay.
way. I was just
I
about to
didn't
say
know
you
we
can't
had
pour
to
with
go
what you
that
ain't
That
got.
there
deep.
you go.
But
Okay, yeah,
listen, so we
I'm a
have a
poet.
cup, right? And God say He is always going to pour into us, and we're going to have overflow. But in this space that we've been living in today, right? What we've been doing is not only giving out our overflow, we also been giving out what's inside of our cup. So you can't keep giving everybody else that is dying around you of thirst and everything else, but yet you're not pouring it back into yourself. So what good are you doing for the community if you are feeding them now, you're giving them thirst now, but yet you're going to eventually going to unalive yourself from dehydration, from hunger, and everything else because you keep giving, and you're not sustaining anything for you. Build you and make sure you are strong enough so you can eventually make sure that you give out. You can't
Mhm.
get, like you just said, I can't give you what I don't got.
But do
They
do
go
you
another
think it's
twist though.
pride or suffering?
Hold on real quick, Mike. We about to take over this whole live in a minute. But
I'm about to.
um, so I got another thing then. That's the reason why I don't. 'Cause I guess it's just that word. Then I guess that saying that you saying because I be
Not
thinking
my
of
business.
it's a yeah. I feel like even with that can get took out of context sometimes,
Yeah.
and sometimes a lot of times that's like when I lately hear this from like an individualist type people out here them say that a lot. Who are you and all that? So I'll be listening to that a lot. Not saying you do that, but and I just okay. I got another part. All right, I was gonna say right. You can't pour over to that. I totally agree with that. But it's some people that's get selfish with their stuff, right? Just like the people that's above us. We want to say that. That's they've been minding they ain't worried about nobody else but them. If they get greedy, that's all they care about is them. I do feel like too it's a certain point in our life that we should help one another out. But I do understand that if you ain't got it in, you can't do it because a lot of people are just spreading hurt on hurt. But I feel you on that. But I'm just saying the way that I don't know the quote or whatever you want to call it. I feel like that's kind of I don't know what to call it, but it can be
No,
used.
Okay,
I
in
see where
my
you're going,
opinion, I
bro.
think the reason it could be taken out of context is because when you're speaking of conversation, especially in religion, we have to put religion talk or religion words into it.
Yeah.
When I said mind your business, I'm just keeping it straight street talk without any type of Bible verses or nothing attached to it. But the
It's
moment
because
Well, you
usually when
think
you
I'm
hear
saying this
mind
because of
your
Bible
business,
verse?
somebody saying
Hold on,
leave
real
me
quick.
alone.
You
That's
saying
that's
I'm
No,
usually
no,
you?
no. If we're talking about
I don't get
if
why
we're
she keep
talking
bringing the
about a
Bible verse. I'm
spiritual
talking about
place,
overall, right? I'm just saying in general. I mean, we.
no,
All
I
right,
think she's
whatever. I
talking
guess it
about a
wasn't.
right.
spiritual
Now
Okay,
I get
place.
whatever.
what you're
Whatever.
I
saying.
think
Like
she's
I don't
talking
mean
about a
it's
it to
I
spiritual
do
it's
two
how
place.
pointers.
you.
I don't know what happened
Well,
with
I
that.
think I do. Like
I don't mean it to
I
say
know why.
you don't understand. I get you understand it. It's just sometimes like when she explained, do you mean when the cup and then overflow? You understood it, but that's a biblical language, bro. That's all I'm saying.
That
Because
is? Oh, I'll get you. Okay, yeah, I threw you over. But I
Yeah.
was about to say I use that saying. Well, I didn't know that was in a biblical thing, but I do say you can't give what you don't get already. That makes sense though. If you even if that was in the biblical, it makes sense. That's what we live our life with. We can't
But
give
I want to
over what
be
we don't
everything
have. That
that you just explained. I
but
want to
huh?
be that
but
person
host.
to feed the community. I want to be that person to give to the community. I really do want
Right,
that. On my
right.
free time, I pour into children because they not really taking much.
There
They're
you go.
using my space.
Yeah.
But at
Yeah,
the same
so
time, I want to be that for adults, but I got to work on me first. I got to make
Okay.
sure I'm whole before
That's what
I
I'm saying. I
ever
feel
come to
that.
you and sit with you and say, hey, this is what we can do to fix this and fix this. Then I'm being a hypocrite in my order. So, nah, let me fix me so I can make sure when I come to you
Okay.
to even assist you, I'm whole and not half.
I feel
Okay,
you.
so
and
isn't it
Okay, I
safe
feel
to
you.
say that
to base it
nobody
off of
can
that host.
ever? Is it safe to say that nobody can ever truly be whole? Because once we become whole, we're no longer here.
Yeah, you're
So
right.
I
That's
think
that's
Right.
facts.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
facts.
Right.
Like
everybody's
That's
in a
so.
facts.
learning curve,
Yeah,
and we
nobody.
can still
My bad.
we learn from experiences. So if you have an experience in this world, then that's how you can teach. But that doesn't mean that you have fully healed from that situation because your healing
Facts.
could be teaching other people.
Uh,
And
I don't even think
Jane and
Martin Luther King
Face.
was all the way here, but he put an impact in this world. But you know what I'm saying? But
And it is
Not
teaching
gonna
other
be
people. Like
healed
that
all the
is my
way,
hey, I
healing.
was
but
just about to
given,
let Bam go. He just left. I was just about to say I
but
got a couple more
given,
people I got to hit real quick, but go
I
ahead.
wanted to just
given
jump on what
is
Jane and Face was saying real quick on that one. It's like
Please don't be
Jesus
long.
given.
You know, I only got
I
30
won't be
minutes,
long.
man.
I
I
won't
got
be
to pay.
long.
Please.
I won't be long. But if you want to take it into religion, it's like Jesus giving the water into wine are always giving people things. And then when he carried that cross up the thing, he didn't ask for any help. He looked who was there. He didn't have any more water in his cup, and nobody wanted to fill his cup back.
nah, man. That's not that. That's
That's
I.
true
If
fact.
that's that, I. Well, I guess I'm sorry. I guess I got exactly what you're saying. I guess I just didn't agree with the analogy, and I
Yeah, no,
apologize for
but you
jumping
you
on that.
you hear what I'm saying? It's like you poured your
Yeah,
cup into everybody
yeah.
Because
else, and nobody poured their cup back into yours.
it was a religion.
Nah,
Oh,
it
but
was because I see all of it as sacrifice. And
mhm,
then even when I think of the story of Jesus, he was still giving, but he was giving for like the ultimate give back, like type
right
thing. He was giving for everybody
for
that
everybody,
time.
right?
But
Imagine if he
now
meant.
it's
Stop. I'm about to go to
I'm
mind a
saying
minute.
like this is the thing though. This is what happens to people that give. Like I
Mm,
think giving is healing. I think the people that can give the most are the people that need the most healing. Uh and I mean this is just me and thought. Like you know what I'm
right.
saying? People that can give the most probably can give the most. That need the most healing, like because it feel good to give, and especially if you really, this is where it become corrupted because where you let it become about self. If it's
Mhm,
always a selfless act, that means it is a sacrifice. And then within my belief system, if I'm giving a sacrifice, it's going everything is sacrifice. Anything that you do within time, you sacrificing that to end up getting something that you want or you don't want in the future. So
yeah.
if I'm doing something, sowing seeds toward things that I want, and it grow bigger than myself, I'm gonna have to accept the fact that it's gonna become corrupt because I'm not the only one doing it, but
Thanks.
I'm doing more good than bad, and I gotta go leaving this earth knowing that I left something corrupt, but we did more good than when I was here. Like you get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
we get, you know what I'm saying? And that's why you get all them haters, because you get so much love and attention from the good that you do. It gotta balance out. In my belief system, it has to balance out. So for every 10 people that want to give you $1 to support the cause, it's one person that want to take 10 of it away. And then don't let it be
Thanks.
100. You know
I
what I mean?
feel
So
you.
now they want to rob you.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait till the topic tomorrow, man. Watch. It's about the racism though, but I'm just giving y'all a heads up if y'all come in tomorrow. But
It's
I
just
think
huh?
can I say something on that to make like to the people that have children in
I didn't
here?
even let Dante go
Um,
yet. You about to
oh my bad.
this dude trying to take everything. Go ahead, Dante.
It's good, Kev. Can
You said what?
see, you can't hear me. I was trying
Okay,
to
I'm
be
trying to
funny.
make sure you already know how your stuff be. You know what I'm saying? Better be standing on that Wi-Fi, man.
Yeah, I'm about to move to my living room now, so it's gonna be short and sweet. I'm gonna try to make a point. I literally came in the middle of this conversation, so I don't understand a whole lot of what's going on. But you know what? I'm gonna just stop there because I need to absorb everything that's going on before I can comment on it. So I'm gonna just put
What
my
you
pencil
feel you
down
heard?
and come back later. Well, what do I feel I heard? Okay, I'm thinking that when it comes to religion, religion is more of an attempted altruism when it really is a transactional situation. And what I mean by that is altruism is you giving for the sake of giving. You giving because the person needs and not expecting anything in return. But when you put that in a religious focus, that you're giving to get something.
Thanks. Thanks.
You're giving to get the kingdom of heaven. You're giving to get God's grace. That's transactional. And that automatically puts it in the wrong category. Giving shouldn't be a transactional situation. If you're giving to help someone, it should be an altruistic situation. But I don't think many people understand that.
Should be genuine. I think I feel you on that though. But I do feel like all of us have some base. That's why I said I feel like it's pros and cons to religions or belief, right? We all started from somewhere, because otherwise we would have been naked, started off and said live life and figure it out. You know what I'm saying? But everybody back then went through from the beginning of time, probably done went through that figure it out stage, and we had to learn from them and learn from them. Then you know what I'm saying? It's a learning. So it had to get to a point where you had to have some type of order in this earth, because like imagine if we didn't have no type of order or no culture or something to get us, try to keep for us to follow, right? Because that's the reason why I made the topic. Nobody personally knows the truth, you know what I'm saying? Because we just following what we can or what we believe or something like that. But and what was I getting to about that? But basically, freak. I forgot what I was about to get to. Dang, it's crazy. This age getting to me. But yeah,
Working
I
on
can prove
the
that.
give and returns, giving the return, the give and the return.
Yeah. It was like
So
giving a
my thing
return though.
is,
But yeah, I
what
do. Oh yeah, the
what
base.
I'm
I get
trying
it.
to
I remember
understand
now.
you were saying,
Huh?
I'm
Oh,
gonna let you land and then come
oh
come
yeah,
come
yeah, yeah.
through.
I was about to say I do remember. I feel like all of us had a base, right? And then we go from the base of what we learn or what we got taught, right? And then we try to make out of it what we can to fit our life. That's just what it is. I know that, and that's how we do it in general. But some people is still gonna go to their roots because a lot of people want to follow off our emotions most of the time. That's all it is. So what we feel. That's all we do. You know what I'm saying? But if we had no type of control or some religions, because I do, like I said, it's pros to religions too. If we didn't have none of this that was telling us or put this fear in us, right, to not do this, a lot of us would be unaliving each other. It made me think about, and not even just that, we'd be doing whatever we want to do because that's how we feel, right? But all right, for sure, face for sure. But um, that's why I say it's kind of dangerous. That's why we need. Like I remember somebody was saying, "What if we had a life where it was no law? It would be a wrap." You know what I'm saying? It'd be a wrap because like we already enemies to ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We just follow like our emotions. That's the thing. So somebody had to teach us how to control it in some type of way before we had to learn to control it ourselves. That's just how it is. Just like our parents that raised us. You know what I'm saying? They had to teach us what they knew. So it's like indoctrination is gonna work some type of way. The truth, and we want to come with the truth, you know what I'm saying? We only going off what we feel is right, you know what I'm saying, or what kind of makes sense to us, you know what I'm saying? But it's still always gonna go back to it's a root, and we don't know everything, so it's gonna go back to somewhere, and it's gonna go back to a belief. Even though I talked to my man's about that, he was saying so much evidence this, evidence that, but it's always gonna go back to a belief because it's only so much evidence can give you till they go back to a belief again. So that's all. That's you know what I'm saying. That's how I see it. Nobody been here since the beginning of the time, and nobody is a god. Is God? I'm put it that way. People do think they got a god and stuff, but I know I ain't bring myself on here in this earth. I know I didn't do that.
Here's what I think. I think that humans tend to think that morality is strictly a religious concept. Being
Right.
good to the other person is strictly a religious concept,
Right.
and this is where my argument begins, because religion. Let's use Christianity as the basis. Christianity is only like a little over 2,000 years old.
Mhm.
Understand that civilization has existed long before Christianity came into play.
Right.
Men have existed and treated each other fairly and unfairly before Christianity. So Christianity can't be the moral compass of how you treat people if morality
Yeah, you
existed
know, it was
before
other religions before
Christianity existed.
Christianity, though.
Right, exactly.
Hinduism and all that.
There was
Yeah.
and there were civilizations older than some of the religions.
Right.
So you can't base your morality, how well a man treats another man, on the writings of a particular religion because civilization has
Yeah.
existed before said religion. You can't have religion. You can't have religion before civilization because people wouldn't know what religion is and wouldn't know how to apply that concept. So civilization existed before religion. So
Yeah, but
morality
I feel you.
was a
Yeah.
concept before religion.
Yeah, yeah. That's all. But I think my whole point wasn't that. I'm just saying it's still pros to the situation because all that stuff still got taught. Religion, all that stuff is man made anyways. But it had to came from trial and error with certain situations. They realized, dang, me unaliving my baby because they make me mad or something like that. That got to be a bad thing. So somebody had to tell them that. I don't think like that stuff was like I said, if we was really ran off our emotions, we'll do whatever we want to do, especially if there wasn't no law. You know what I'm saying? It's so many people have been unalive so long ago, including probably ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like if people can do whatever they wanted to do and go off with how they feel, we'd be done for. You know what I'm saying? So it's like no matter how we want to look at it, all this stuff came from some type of belief or trial and tribulation. Some facts, but it's still trial and tribulation because like some people, like I always mention, somebody had to eat the poison first before we learned that we shouldn't eat poison.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was no book on that, it wasn't none of that, but somebody had to be the one that been a test dummy before that.
Facts. Host, I
Let
just
me
want to
give
say
you. Let me give
thank
you.
you for letting. I'm so sorry. I just want to say thank you for letting me up, and I appreciate you guys listening to my viewpoints and
Yeah.
helping me understand better. I appreciate you. I followed a few of you on the panel, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And
Oh
I'm
yeah,
gonna
for
step
sure,
down,
man.
but
Yeah,
thank you. I appreciate you guys. Have a
appreciate
great
it
night.
too. Yeah, you too.
What
Yeah.
up, Kev?
What up, man?
Let me give you a little insight on what the brother was talking about, and it connects to what you just said. Okay, there was no so-called guinea pigs. When we were created, our mother mind said we were created with principle. You know what
What?
I'm saying? And that's where that I know I shouldn't be, like, you didn't have to tell us. We didn't need a commandment about stealing because we knew you just don't take shit that don't belong to you. You only tell that to thieves. Thou shalt not steal. You tell that to the people who are stealing. That's why it's a command.
I
But
don't know
if
about
you
that.
look, see, think about this. There's the Ten Commandments was taken from the 172 laws of morality from Ma'at, which existed before the Bible. So this is where a lot of this comes from. Um, Egypt was alive and well before the Bible. This is what shocked the children of Israel the so-called children of Israel, when they got to Egypt, they found out that it was more gods. Up into Egypt, Moses told them there was only one God. When they got to Egypt, they found out it was more than one God. They weren't the only people on the planet. As a matter of fact, they found out when they got to Egypt, it was a lot of what they were told in the wilderness was a pure lie. So if, and I'm not going to say if, the Bible is a carbon copy of a carbon copy, and if all you know is biblical text, then it wouldn't make no sense to go no further than that, because
Right.
it would only confuse you because you know nothing about the laws of Ma'at. And I give you just a little brief synopsis of what I'm talking about. The Ten Commandments is thou shalt not. The law, the principles are I have not. Now that's different.
I always wondered, was that the only book we compare light stuff to? There's so
Well,
many
the Ten
religions, other books
Commandments,
out here.
well, a lot of what was made in the Bible was taken from Egyptian texts. But
Hmm.
if all you know is biblical text, then
Right.
you couldn't phantom it coming from anywhere else, because in your mind you think humanity started with Adam and Eve.
Yeah, we don't know who made the first book though. I don't know. Nobody. I
Well,
don't
see, here's
unless
the
somebody
thing.
told you that. I don't know who made the first book.
Who made the first of those books is one thing versus where they got it from.
Right,
Now, and I
exactly.
always tell people this who are Bible thumpers, because I used to come from there too. I used to teach. If Adam and Eve were the first two humans and Cain and Abel were the first two sons, Cain unalived Abel.
Right.
How was Cain got to the city of Nod, he ended up having children? There were people in the city that he went to already.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he made plenty of people.
Oh,
I
no, wait a
believe
minute.
everything, huh?
At this time, there were only Adam and Eve, Cain and Abel. So
Yeah,
if there
that's
were
the only
only
people that had a
four
story.
people, right, according to the story, if only four people was on the earth, then when Cain went to the city of Nod, who built the city of Nod? Who
Yeah,
built that city?
you actually remind me of my friend. He be saying the same thing too. He was like, "His gaps and stuff," but I'm like, I'm a firm believer that whatever was meant to be in there or what we supposed to know is what's been written. Because imagine if we knew every last part of what's supposed to happen in there, it'd be the fattest book we ever read in our life. Because if we would know every last person's story, if that was
Well,
the case.
what if that wasn't the case at all, and that was an invented case? Is that possible?
That's with anything. We could say the
Because
same
just
thing
think
about
about it
Black
like this.
history. You know what I'm saying? We could say the same
Right.
thing, but everybody chooses what they want to believe in.
Well, just think about this, right? What
It's
makes
holes
more
in
sense?
everything.
Look, what makes more sense, right? If I told you,
It's
okay,
subjective.
you a person who knows the Ten Commandments. There's only 10 commandments, but I'm going to tell you about 172 principles of purity. Now think about it. You only got 10 commandments.
I think
I
it's
have,
613 something commandments in the
well,
Bible.
from what we know of from
But
the
yeah.
great school Luxor, was available so far 42 and then there's a set that goes beyond up to 172. But let's just say this, right? Let's stick with the 42 laws of Ma'at, which is the principles of morality. So instead of saying thou shalt not steal, because you're talking to a thief, I say I have not stolen. See, it's omissions of purity. So
What up,
instead of
Izzy?
you saying when I leave your house, you leave your house, I'll tell you, you ain't gotta say 6. Man, I left some money on my dresser. When I come back, it better still be here. You ain't gotta tell me that, because I'll tell you I have never stole. So you can trust me.
Bruh.
See, if I
Right.
have never done something, that's different than the person who had to repent for doing something. You get
Huh.
it? So I
I
don't
don't know,
know.
man. I can't really believe in that, man. I
Think about
understand
it.
you said that you read up on it, but off human nature, there's no way you saying that we didn't have to get taught to be right. I
It
just
was
can't see it
already
because, like,
in us.
off human nature, we'd be destroying one another. Just like,
Well, here's the
okay, this
thing,
this another
Kev. It
point to
was
prove
in
my
us.
point right here. Because you got to
See,
teach
it
your
was.
kids to be good, right?
Well, see, here's the thing, Kev. It was in us already. The 10 Commandments is
But why our
proof of
kids
the
don't?
fall.
You
See,
saying that
you
though? But I'm
get me?
saying, why don't our kids come out perfect then? If that's the case,
Well, your children, perfect is depending on what you think perfect means. In this sense, perfect means mature. When we're talking biblical, perfect means mature. That's all
mm,
perfect means. Mature.
mm, mm,
How about that?
mm.
Most people probably didn't even know. That's what the word, when the Bible speaks that Noah was perfect. How could he say Noah was perfect? But all have sinned and fell short of the glory. That would sound like a contradiction. What ain't in the word? All. He said all have sinned and fell short of the
All of
glory
sin,
of
yeah,
God.
facts. Yeah.
But Noah was perfect. Well,
Can I
wait
ask
a
a
minute.
question real quick?
If all have
He
sinned and
said he
fell
is
short,
perfectly and wonderfully made. I thought it's something like
then
that.
how was Noah perfect? Because in biblical text, in the Greek, perfect means mature.
I think we mixing the perfect and the sinless up together. They're just two different things.
So, Kev, can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
So, from listening to you, I get the impression that you believe in the Bible verse, man was born in sin and shaped in iniquity. Basically, your mindset is we came out evil. We came out willing
Okay,
to
that's true.
kill and die for, I mean,
Unalive, you mean?
I, sorry, unalive each other in order to get ahead. I don't
Some
subscribe to
have.
that. I don't
Some
think
have,
that's
yeah.
right.
Some have, yes, some have. You don't think some have? If we ain't have no order and we can go only based off our emotions, yes. Imagine if it. That's what I'm saying. I could believe this because imagine if we didn't have law today. My first bully would have been done for. You see what I'm saying? All type of stuff would have been done for if we go based off our feelings and we ain't had no type of control. If nobody didn't tell you what you doing is wrong, you can't just do that. You know what I'm saying? So I can believe that. We like if we going based off our hurts, or whatever they want to say it, I can believe that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it makes sense. Some people is out here that's born with no control or didn't get taught right. That's just. I mean, I can highly believe that. And just like I said, like I use with six four, like if our kids, like, why we got to train them to be good if they can be naturally good if we didn't have to teach them.
Kev, you are correct. People are born inherently evil. They're not born inherently. People are born evil. They're taught. You are correct. There is nothing wrong with what you're saying. I literally just came up here to ask a question. If everyone can lie and be lied, I can't see that. If everyone can lie and be
And be lied to. Yeah, that's
okay,
behind them thing.
everyone
Be
has
lied
the
to.
right to believe or not, agree or disagree. You are absolutely correct, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because God gave everybody free will. So God gave people the free will and choice to make on what they follow and who they follow. And
Mhm.
that's what God did for us. So when you are absolutely correct. And I think what happens is when we talk about religion, beliefs, what people believe and everybody having these different beliefs, we forget that part of the Bible. We forget
Right.
that God gave us free will. So when we want to stand on our beliefs, which is fine, stand on your belief. But when you're trying to make people come to your side and to your belief, you are now taking their free will and their free choice and now deeming yourself higher than what God is by giving
Right.
it, because he gave it to us. And that's
Mm-hmm.
the simple answer. Like I it's nothing else that you can say. People have a right to believe what they believe. People have a right to do what they do. They don't have a right to hurt or harm, but they have a right to believe how they believe or not, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I am no better than you if you don't believe like I do.
Right.
God didn't say that. So so that's why when we have these discussions, it grates my nerves because, hey, Midnight, because people forget that God gave us free will.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
And
So
you got my whole
so
point. I feel you on that
That's
too.
so
it.
And
That's all.
that's why my first
so
question like that. My first
omnipresence
question
and
like that.
omniscience doesn't play a factor in any of our existence. God, all knowing, all seeing, and be the guider of your destiny and His hand on how you move. That has no boundaries on anything because we have free will.
The
Yeah, we
Lord
got free
gives
will.
you free will, and the Lord wants you to come back to Him with giving that free will. That's
Genuinely.
that's that's literally what that is. So yes, He plays a part, but He gives you free will to either choose Him or not. Now, in that free will and that free choice, He has now made a divine choice, and He can choose which hell you go to, because there's no sin greater than the other, and the denial of Jesus Christ, well, that's a sin. So, while yes, he plays a factor in it, he also lets you make that choice.
So okay, I'm trying to get to somewhere. So you're saying that we have free will, but if you don't follow God's will, then you go to hell. Does that sound like free will to you?
Sure, it does.
I don't know. I don't know about that part. I don't get that
So
part though.
follow
But
Sure, it
me.
does.
I
So
was
follow me
Absolutely.
and
no
do what I say,
Okay,
or go
okay.
to
Let me
hell.
ask you a
That's the
question. Let me
choice.
let me pose it to you this way. Let me pose it to you this way. You feel like you have free will when you go out and drive your car. You have a free will to go anywhere you want to go. Go to the store, go to Walmart, go to the mall, go cross country and back, correct? You have a free will to do that. You have a free will to speed while doing it. The cops have the free will to either give you that ticket or let you go. Do they not? Oh, okay. That's what I thought. Thank you.
so it's a
Yeah,
couple
well,
of verses
every
I
day.
had in my mind. With that
Okay,
my
I'm gonna
people
stop.
perish, right? I think we do I think it's deeper than I don't think God is in no rush to, because he do know what our choices is. He know he let us live the way I live, and it's a purpose of why Jesus.
That's a factamundo, Kevin.
Yeah, yeah,
Bingo. You hit the nail on the head, my friend.
yeah.
Keep
So
it
I mean,
without the
with that,
cops' authority, they wouldn't have the free will to do that. They need an authority behind them to stop you. Other than that, they would just have to watch you as regular people. It is their authority that gives them that power to interrupt your free will. My point was this: anyone I mean, how could we not ignore the fact that there was only one God until the children of Egypt, until the children of Israel got to Egypt and found out there was more? If that alone calls for reconsideration of how it was taught to us, think about it. Up until Egypt, there was only one God. No one else was before him. No one. And when they got to Egypt, they found out it was about 29 of them and more. We cannot ignore that. We cannot ignore how it was
Us-
taught. I'm not how it was taught to us over the decades. Just like the guy said, if I
We
tell
also can't
you you
ignore.
got free, if I tell you you got free will, but if you don't follow my will, you're going to hell. Technically, you ain't got free will.
It's not free will.
I don't
Because
think we can. I don't
On
if
think.
top
the
of
So
Lord is
I
this
don't
is
free,
think.
on
this
top of
is
the
this
fact,
is
wait,
this
on
is
top
the
of the fact
you
thing.
that
see,
God makes
Free will
reference
is a
in
precious
this
gift of
Bible.
God, for it lets us love Him with our whole heart because we want to. We
right,
want to.
right,
Yeah,
right,
Period.
it's
right.
not a
Now that I'm
want
not,
when you only have a choice but to love him or go to hell. That's not a want, that's a
I don't think.
demand.
See, I'm gonna tell you
that's a
my interpretation.
condition.
'Cause everybody do got their own interpretations though, but I
That
don't think
becomes
it's
a
like that.
condition.
I think.
That's a condition.
I think no.
See,
I
what
think no. I don't think it's like that. It's the way they. Everybody got their own
It's the
interpretation. I don't.
interpretation.
That's the part. I don't believe in that part though. But that guy trying to send somebody to hell because they don't follow and stuff. I think. I think we gonna have a chance, right? To have a chance to bow down. Well, according to the Bible, we gonna all have a chance to basically know Jesus, right? That's if you want to believe. But I'm just saying, if y'all we talking about the Bible, right? I think we gonna have that chance because it's like I like how people always like filling in the gap when I be like, what's gonna happen? Because I always ask my mother, I always ask a few people these questions like, what's gonna happen to babies or people that's mentally ill and stuff? They all, oh, he's gonna go to heaven or something. But it never. I don't think it's a Bible verse that says anything like that. I don't think I ever found one yet. So we fill
well, he's
in the
they
gaps in
say
that
he take care
situation,
of babies and fools, take care of
huh?
old folks and fools, or something like that. He takes care of old folks and fools or babies. There's something to that nature.
Yeah,
I can't remember it verbatim,
but
but I know it's somewhere in there where
yeah,
he covers people who are of that particular mindset. I
yeah.
just tell people I don't read it from a religious standpoint. I read
No,
it
I don't.
from a factual and a standpoint without supplication, without fanfare, just
Yeah,
straight up.
I read it
Okay,
out of
listen.
love though. I read it out
Right.
of
If
love.
this is if I'm to take any of this serious, say like if I'm gonna take it serious, okay, what am I taking serious? You telling me I should read it this way so I can get in the mindset to receive it the way you receive it. But what if I just read it and I say, okay, wait a minute. Well, how does this make sense? You can't say, well, you got to look at it through spiritual eyes. No, if it don't make sense through regular
No,
eyes, it don't
it's
make sense
not.
through spirit.
Yeah, it's not
How
like.
do this make this for me to recognize it? I have to make it have to make sense. Which is, I
Yeah.
tell people, how could the white man use the Bible to enslave the slaves when they couldn't supposed to read? I would have to know what you're reading to understand why I should bow down to it.
Because
Yeah,
they
I
want
don't
you to
think.
love your slave master, and if you don't love your slave master, then you get punished. So either
But if
love
I'm a
him
hold on,
and
let me
work
I
for
ask
don't
you
know where
him.
something,
this all
though.
this came
Well, let
from.
me ask you
Everybody
this,
came with
though,
this
right?
stuff. I
Well,
don't,
let me ask you this, though, right? If
bro.
I
I'm
can't
limited on
read,
time, man.
but if
Go
I
ahead.
can't read, how am I to know that's what you're talking about? I have to know it too, to a certain degree, to agree that that's what it says I should do. Other than that, you talking jibber jabbage to me.
Yeah.
It's like
It's three
me.
ways people read the Bible, man. I mentioned this earlier. It's people that read it out of fear. It's people who read it out of superiority slash resentment, right? Because I notice a lot of people like comparing it to today's age, like, oh, this is why this happened and all this stuff, or superiority because we're the chosen ones, we're better than you and all that stuff, and that would kind of contradict because God told us not to have the haughty eye. That's one of the top sins He don't have. So I don't know how we end up interpreting it that way either. But everybody gonna believe it the way. That's why I say everybody got their way to how to interpret it though, right? And then like I do, right? In which I find it kind of rare though. Number one is fear. People read it out of straight fear, right? Then I read it out of love. So I looked at the key pointers of how God has used everybody, right? Everybody like going deep into the story and missing the whole concept of the whole entire all the stories. It was obvious. If you look at all the stories, there were sinners. He used sinners. He used sinners and try to basically to rely on him, right? So it's basically saying they no different from us, right? They was no different from us. But the ultimate goal, if you ever seen when Jesus came back, right, was for us to love one another. That's all He really wanted us to do. Because it's obvious we couldn't follow all the commandments. That's why it kind of went down to like three commandments: was love thy neighbor, love each. I mean, it was basically three different loves, right? So that's what I got out the whole entire situation. Like we be getting so deep. What about this part? Do you think parting to see is real and all this stuff? But out of the whole book, I don't see nothing that's wrong with it. It's basically saying control ourselves and love one another. I don't see what's wrong with it. Like
So
we get so deep into it, huh?
I was gonna say you're right, Kev.
And
I
that
give it to
backs
you.
up to what I just literally was about to say. At
Mm-hmm.
the end of the day, when you read the Bible, you have to read it for your own understanding.
Mm-hmm.
You have to develop your relationship with God. Church is two or more, where two or more gather. So me and
Gather,
my
right?
husband can be church. Me and my
Right.
children can be church. At the end of the day, you people, adults, are reading to get their own understanding and have their own relationship with God. That's why you should sit with God daily and talk to him and converse with him, just like I'm sitting here conversing with you. Develop your own understanding and relationship and stop trying to make other people believe how you believe. Do what you do.
I don't agree with that.
Dance on what their thoughts are and how they feel and what they interpret. People are good for wanting to slam and bash and, oh, your Bible is wrong and you're reading the white man's Bible and blah blah blah
Right.
blah blah. Listen, I have a relationship with God. I don't know about nobody else, but I got a relationship, and what no one can tell me about or tell me where I'm wrong is my relationship because it's mine. And that's it. That's all.
Mm.
I don't see it that way.
Yeah, I'm gonna have you close it because
I really don't.
I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna let you go, Wolf. But I'm about to say, after you, I gotta close because I got my thing is I started noticing I gotta pay attention to my sleep schedule and stuff. Cause shoot, I've been on some unhealthy stuff when I had went to the doctor. So it's
Yeah,
something
Kev.
I gotta make sure I get off.
Man, get
Thanks
your
for
health
having me
right.
up,
Get
bro.
your health right, man. Come on.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All
Yeah.
right.
Go ahead, Wolf.
I mean, my thing is that I see we can never read it for our own understanding because
Standing,
the
yeah.
Bible tells us not to lean on our own understanding because we won't understand it. That's why we have to pray for knowledge, pray for wisdom, and pray for understanding. It's a guide. That's what it is. It's a
Mm-hmm.
guide to life. It's not telling you, you know, you got to do this. You got to. It guides you in directions, and that's where the choices come. It guides you. It tells you that there's this. We know that if you go this way, it turns out bad. We know if you go this way, it turns out to be good. Let's just use that.
Mm-hmm.
So it sends you to that fork in the road, and that's where your free will comes. Your free will
Mm-hmm.
comes in when you hit that fork in the road. Then you have to make that choice. That's where free will comes in at.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing that we have to understand. See, we got to get an understanding of it. You cannot come up with your own understanding of it because the Bible tells you not to lean on your own understanding. It says pray for knowledge and pray for wisdom, and he will give it to you. He
Mm-hmm.
will help you to be able to discern things in the perspective that it's supposed to be. Yes, we do have free will when we reach that fork in the road. That's just like guiding a child in the right direction. You guide them. When that fork comes in the road, then they have to make that choice
Right.
from where they were guided. You know what I mean? Because it splits every time when you
Mm-hmm.
reach that fork in the road. Then they have the choice. Okay, now I know if I go do this, I'm gonna end up going to jail. If I go this way and I don't do it, I won't go to jail. Okay, I don't want to go to jail, so my free will is to take the route where where I can go home instead of going to jail. That's how that works.
Right.
It's a guide, and the thing is that a lot of people come up with different interpretations and the
Everybody
way
do.
that it works for them, and in certain aspects. But if you don't get the proper discernment and the proper knowledge, you will be lost. That's the reason why there's so many different religions in the world right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's why there's so many concepts when it comes to religion. That's why one of the hardest subjects to talk about is religion, because of the way that it forked off, because of what people believed and what people were saying, the way that people were acting according to what they read. That's like 6-4 said. I want to know what they're reading on with you telling me why I gotta be enslaved to you. So I don't understand reason. Give me some insight on that. That's what it is. The Bible is insight. So they keep certain information, and then they teach you what they come up with their own understanding of it, not praying for the knowledge to get the proper understanding of it. That's the reason why it's so confusing, and that's the reason why religions today are so tough towards each other, or everybody have these different belief systems, and there's the bad the Protestants, the Catholics, the Jehovah's Witnesses, the everything like that, because it's split. Because people are giving their own understanding instead of the proper understanding that God said. He says, "Come to me." He didn't say go to man. He said, "Come to me."
You,
So I mean, that's how I see it.
I was about to
I
say.
mean, like,
That's what I'm about to say. Right. I was wondering, no, because I guess I got a question, and then I got a okay, because even with that scripture you use, and that's why I say I look at it a different way too, because I believe it's a reason why we are the church, right, and why we should talk once amongst one another. I believe I took that not lean not to your understanding as in like converse with one another to to get to some type of common thing or whatever. If so, right, or talk to it so we can know each other by our fruits and stuff, right. Um, and I was about to say, do you think God only he only work in one religion? Because even religion itself is man made. All of it is man made though. Because like I don't even think in the Bible it told us we have to be in a religion. It just
right?
we choose to
It
follow
doesn't.
after Christ.
Yeah,
Huh.
see, now you're smart. It doesn't say be in a religion in the
Right,
Bible. It just
right.
said trust in God, lean onto God, and not your own understanding. It doesn't say. And Jesus wasn't a Christian. He was just
No,
Jesus. He wasn't a
right.
Christian at all. But people took Christ and put Ishtian at the end of it, and they turned it into Christian.
Yeah.
Jesus didn't
And the
say I'm a
Bible wasn't in the
Christian.
Bible. That's another thing I was gonna throw in there.
Right. Though none of these religions were in the Bible. Jesus didn't say I'm a Christian. That was something that was taken upon and by man, and man coined it, and then they moved with it.
Right.
Jesus was never Christian. He never said that I'm this religion. He just said nobody can get through the Father except through me. That's why every time we say a prayer, we say in Jesus' name. You know what I'm saying? We say in Jesus' name, amen.
In Jesus' name, man. Right.
Because you can't get to the Father without getting through the Son. That's an understanding that we all have. But you have to pray for the knowledge, and pray it for discernment so that you can be able to get the proper knowledge that you need. This is the reason why when people follow the guide, what I'm saying, they follow that line. That, that's why they say the road of the righteous is straight and narrow. That's
Mhm.
because it is. Because a lot of people tend to stray off and believe that this is right, or this is wrong, or this is right, or this is wrong. But only God can say He can guide you there, just like He guided Adam and Eve. He said, I put you in paradise. Okay. You can have whatever you want. Whatever you want. It's at your disposal. But do not eat from this tree.
Mhm.
So he guided them, but he said, don't eat from this tree. So now when Adam and Eve, or whatever, Eve came up there, she came to a fork in the road. What choice did she make? She made the choice that had terrible consequences on behalf of that. You get what
Right.
I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
and it is true. You will become knowing like God of good and bad. Now we wasn't supposed to have knowledge of good and bad. We were not supposed to have that knowledge. We were supposed to just live perfect lives and have no knowledge of death. But now that
Oh,
we have the knowledge of death, that's why people read, like you said, Kev, it goes back to reading the Bible out of fear.
fear, love, and superior.
Yeah,
I noticed a
yeah.
few things.
So now it takes it back to fear. That's why people do it, because they like, I don't want to die. But we
Yeah.
know the wages of
I
sin is death.
I believe God made it. Okay, here go another thing. I got a few because I always been that type that question everything for always been that type. That's the reason why I just became more open minded. That's the reason why I came with this topic with the because I feel like everybody can choose whatever fit them as long as it ain't harming them. I don't think God will have a problem with that situation because he. But do you believe people could have their own wills?
As
Because
far
I remember I hear Dante said that too. You believe everybody can live, they own have their own will, or they can go away from God's will.
no,
I try to see if I can get,
You can't
but
have your own will.
I was just about to get to that too, because I hear a lot of people say that stuff, like you gonna go against God's will or stuff like that, right? Or maybe I should have worded it that way. Do you believe you can go against God's will? I should have said that. Dang, say it that way.
You can go against it, but there's consequences for it.
Yeah, I was about. Nah, I'm glad you said that. I was about to say that because I hear that a lot, right? So I don't, unless you got a Bible verse that can show that, right? But I don't know if you can go against, because I feel like that, like he also said God's will be done, right? So my thing is, the reason why I don't think you can go against God's will, I feel like everything in life is part of God's plan, no matter whatever, because God knows all. Because I don't think you can shock God. You know, a lot of it's like it's them the gaps I be just filling in that I don't hear nobody talk about though. Because I've just been thinking about a lot of stuff. Like if God knows all, and then we say that we can go against His will, that means like we can shock, we can trick him. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we can trick God.
Mm.
I don't think we can, do something that ain't nothing. And then we also say ain't nothing new under the sun, right? We say that too.
You
So
can't.
if nothing new, then how can we do something that against His will if everything is already planned already? You see what
Right,
I'm saying?
but that's
We also say stuff
because we
like if
can't
a
see.
baby die in a drive-by, we also say stuff like, well, God just wanted to get him out of here so it wouldn't have to suffer. You see
No,
how much onus we put on God? So I'm on the mindset, like the Bible says, your thoughts are not his thoughts.
It's
He say
not
that
right.
my thoughts, your thoughts ain't my thoughts. But I will
Right.
say,
His
I'll
ways is
just say
not our
this.
ways.
Right, exactly. So I say this, and this is just out of just pure logic, that I believe in a lot of senses it was taught to us wrong, it was brought to us wrong, and how it was taught to us may call for some serious consideration. Now, if not if, I will say this. Like I always tell people, if you are biblical text, I understand that. And that's fine. However, there's more information to lead that tells us that even that was taken from somewhere. That each
I feel
story
you.
was taken to comprise it. So if each story was taken to comprise it, then it sparks my interest to know where did these stories come from.
Yeah, I
Where they
think
were took from
everything got
somewhere.
a root to where it came from somewhere. That's
Exactly.
everything.
Exactly. And
Yeah,
I'm saying like anything else we read, we want source at the source to back up
source
our
of the
main
source,
point.
right? Exactly.
Right. So
I
why
feel like
would
we
it
can only
come to
believe in what
this?
we feel. That's all we can do. Because, like I
Exactly.
tell people um that all we know is our experiences and what been taught to us. You know what I'm saying? We can act like because we all still in search of the truth. You know what I'm saying? We only got told what the truth is, but we still searching for it. We can't. I don't think. Because even like when I be talking about, like I said, when I talk about experiences, like you can have experiences with what you feel is God, right? You could have experience with, and I'm pretty sure His name is not even God. You know, it could be whatever. You know what I'm
God
saying?
is a title.
So
Right. God is a
my thing
title.
is like all we know is our experience, and we tie our religion and to confirm it and say that is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But I think
Right.
our Creator or higher being, whatever you want to call it, or God, whatever you want to call Him, this was set up to be this way. You know what I'm saying? I don't think everybody's supposed to learn a certain way they want to, even this interaction. I don't believe in no mistakes. I believe everything happens for a reason. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Hmm.
believe we can trick whatever our whole, I don't think we can trick however my life was supposed to be made. I am a firm believer that nothing is new under the sun, right?
True.
So
True.
because even life itself, right? And it was like I said, it was a dude in here earlier was talking about evidence and all this stuff, right? But the evidence only goes so far because I always say life is a mystery. I believe we here for a purpose.
Hmm.
We just don't know our purpose. You know what I'm saying? It can keep going so far back to that's the reason why I choose to just be open minded, right? Anything can be wrong and just believe in what can help me progress in life that can make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? That can help because all of us got to have some type of base and something to believe in to continue life in. That's just what it got to be. You know what I'm saying? That's
Right.
how I
Right.
look at it. Because no, I don't know. We had to learn something from something. We had to. None of this. Yeah, I don't know. But
No, you're
yeah,
right.
Can
You're
I
right.
say
I gotta
something
Because
real
call it
quick?
in 3 minutes. Huh?
Let me say something real quick.
Go ahead.
I believe In my opinion is, again, this is just my opinion. I believe religion is the ultimate default. The reason I say that is because I've lived 49 years, and I've noticed that whenever something happens bad, or whenever somebody does something bad, instead of taking accountability for what you've done wrong, they say the devil made me do it, or the devil was involved. Whenever something good happens, it's not your own effort in making something good happen. It was the will of God. Religion is a default that takes away from accountability of
I
each
get you.
individual and what they
It's
have
like
done or
horoscopers.
what they haven't done to make their life better or worse.
Yeah, I feel the same with the horoscopers. They do the same thing. I'm only acting this
So,
way because of my sign did this. Yeah, I can feel that though.
so,
But I,
so the
I feel
devil
like that
made
we
you
all
do
was
that.
made to be a certain way to believe in whatever. I mean, believe in what? You know what I'm saying? And talk to one another, help one another to the best way we can. Because at the end of the day, we don't know. Like I said at
Oh God.
my last question. I mean, my last question. I'm not the statement, right? I said if everyone can lie and be lied to, everyone has the right to believe or not. You know what I'm saying? It's such things called deception out here, false prophets, and all that stuff. So we gotta choose what we can believe in and what not to believe in. We luckily got a little guide of what how life can be. You know, people got the Bible. Some people everybody got everything. What they started off the root to learn some type of morals or whatever, or some type of anything. Because like I said, if we was going up our natural rules, we would just react to our feelings and just be walking. And we had to get taught from something. We got taught something. Our brains came here from other people. We ain't bring our own brains up. We learned this from other people, other styles, and all that stuff. So, yeah, I can't get a credit of our mindset. I mean, me myself, I can't just do that. Our mindset came from somewhere, and that's what made us choose to pick out whatever we learned and turn it out to the way we want to believe it. That's just what it is.
But where do we get what we got? Where do we get that from? Like for instance, the devil made me do it. There is
The
nothing in scripture.
teachings,
Listen,
teachings.
there's nothing in scripture that says the devil will make you
It
do
ain't. That's why
something.
I don't get that. I'm glad you said that too.
Yeah.
But it's just people that taught it. I mean, it's crazy. That's what I'm saying. We be mixing That's why I said people don't read the Bible for themselves. That's why it taught me to read the Bible for myself, right? Because everybody teach or interpret things the way they wanted to. I feel you on that too, because I don't know where that came from. It's churches that do that, but we can't blame the Bible. But people that don't want to read the Bible, I can get they're going to hurt and try to find some way to write it off because they don't like how it's speak. And I feel it because I used to be that way too. But a lot of that stuff, that's why I read for my own self, for the stuff I do believe in, and I look into other things. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these stuff is not the same as it's written or as the evidence is. A lot of stuff. That's why I said we just gotta just whatever make your life good, just go with that, man. That's why I don't try to demonize stuff that I truly don't know the truth about. I just can't
Right,
do it. I don't,
right,
we all don't really know the truth. Even if people want to tell me that, I don't have to believe that you said that you know the truth. You know what I'm saying? Because, it's liars out here. And I still probably would never believe anybody that said that because that's BS to me. Because
right,
unless you God, you know what I'm saying? Unless you, the truth. But that's
right,
crazy.
right.
There's so many people that think they are the truth. I'm
Well, I
humble
don't
enough to
think.
say that I don't know everything. I don't know.
Well, I don't think people who believe a lot of that is wrong. I just believe
It's
that that's
truths
where
in
they at
everything.
in their
It's
journey. I just believe that's where they're at in their journey, and
yeah,
I don't mess with it. You know what I'm saying? I don't try to push what I know on nobody. I don't
yeah.
say, "Hey, your God, you ain't no God." I don't believe no. That's
Right.
not what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's
All I'm
messed up.
saying is what I've seen. I believe now that there's a lot that needs to be reconsidered. Not a lot
Yep.
that needs to be taken away. When I say reconsider something, meaning maybe we need to go back over this thing with a fine tooth comb. Now that we older, now that we know more than we did when we were kids learning about it,
Yeah.
have we really took an honest look at that again ever since then with what we know now? And a lot of times the answer is no. When I ask people that, I say, well, I have. I have. And I consider that would be, as they would say, the spirit waking me up about a few things that need to
Yeah.
be reconsidered to realign my beliefs in how I
Mhm.
and what I think when it comes to this particular walk, when it comes to this knowledge. And I tell people I
Mhm.
taught I was an armor bearer. I can go with the best of them. Even
Mm.
then, I would even bring these things up to the class. Like, have you ever thought about this? How much sense do this really make? In reality, do this sound good in theory, but in practice, what
Mm.
this is this how practical is this? What are we truly looking at here? And
Yeah.
this is just the
Good look.
axles of
Good
how
look.
your mind turns. And
Yeah.
I believe there's nothing wrong with that. And we consider
Yeah.
we try to get every other source to back up our main source. Why stop
Word.
here?
I
That's
feel you
all
on
I'm
that.
saying.
All
Why
that we can
stop
do
here?
is just learn what we can and go to the grave with it. I just say whatever we learn, we
Right.
gotta might as well spread it, or not even spread it. Just try to make the best life out of it. I feel like it's all that stuff. Is just all of this stuff of these teachers and all this stuff is all based off of just behavior corrections. That's all it is. That's how I look at it that way. So all of us, it's kind of all that stuff got similarities to it. It's just different beliefs behind it. That's all it is. Yeah, that's how I look at it. But yeah, I had to call it in a minute, and I'm gonna give y'all a heads up. Y'all come tomorrow. Yeah, I'm glad we off the religion now. We about to get somewhere tomorrow. I'm talking about basically being racist to a racist. That's some wild stuff to me, man. Like that's gonna be the cure to anything. But we gonna talk about that tomorrow. Y'all gonna see what I'm gonna get to about that. Cause yeah, I never understood that. I never seen where you put fire to fire and it get put out. But we gonna get somewhere. I'm appreciate y'all. I'm about to call it. I gotta keep up with my sleep and all that stuff. And I'll see y'all though.
All right, kid.
And
Yep.
talk to you later.
Yep, bro. Yep.